tired. I've been on this plantation all my life. I've been enslaved all my life. I'm tired of being pushed and pulled. I'm tired of the master doing his bidding. I want to leave.
You done this to yourself, Pats.
You know why we not afraid? What? He's great and terrible. Terrible is destruction. Y'all think it come back in all peace? You got another thing coming. So we out here fighting for our brother. We ain't marching saying, yes, we can. No justice, no peace. Look out! Let's fight for your sons and your daughters.
I'm not wrapped too tight. Got 400 years on my back. I'm angry dog, I'm black like that. Won't contact with you whites. And all the niggas I stand here with, they share my same sentiment. I'm fucked up tonight. Won't kill my brothers no more. Want all the smoke, motherfucker popo. This is my battle cry. Isaiah 14:21, that ancient version of that gun that they stole our name, they stole our shit. We real Judites, motherfucker Jewish. We lords, generals, arm your soldiers. We fight tonight like we supposed to. They inherited lies. I'm referring to all whites. I'm referring to riches, white privilege, given through genocide. And they gotta pay for that. God say Jacob gon' take it back. I cry aloud, I spare not. This good bread, my sharecrop. This lily grew through concrete. We march to our own drum beat. We the chosen. No inclination to kick it with y'all. Raise Babylon to the ground, then watch it fall. Obadiah said you'll be wiped up for theft. These are just words, worry about what come next. It's for Negroes, Latinos, we better than all, not equal. My natives know red dot that feather. Me primo be smooth like that leather. Until it's time to bring the war dogs out, put the headdress on. War paint and I'm not wrapped too tight. Got 400 years on my back. I'm angry dog, I'm black like that. Won't contact with you whites. And all the niggas I stand here with, they share my same sentiment. I'm fucked up tonight. Won't kill my brothers no more. Want all the smoke, motherfucker popo. This is my battle cry. I got the spirit of grandfathers past. Front porch sitters, Nat Turner dangerous. A real life illustration of angry and that painting. Of Malcolm staring out the window with patience. One hand on the curtain, right hand on the AK spits. 47 rounds, all to bring down Satan. Same way Abel was killed by Cain. This will be an introduction from the fuck shit into the fire. Probably join the list of artists who died before they retired. Most High said I'm hired. Sire will never spit a line aimed at my kind, less meant to uplift. Toughness will be redefined in my rhymes. A squad of men with the spirit of God, with an affinity to point their weapons not at the brethren but at the enemy. Khaki colored kids, baptized in the flames of combat fashioned. In the trap we escaped, our fate was to be great and noble. Moses reincarnate, so be hopeful and know I bring word from A and O to Pharaoh and white folk, let my people go, cause it's my battle cry.
Shalom, Most High bless. Thank y'all for tuning in to For Our People's Edification. I'm your host, Shashan. Thank y'all for tuning in. Shalom to everybody. Star, Lima, Flyer, Storm. Shalom, sis. Much love. Ain't seen our sister Flyer Storm in a minute. She been around, or, you know, people live life, but Shalom, sis. Glad to see you back in the building. And shalom to everybody out there in the chat. Shalom to Elder Tashaka, Sister Naphtali, everybody that's tuned in. Shalom to the bar. Go ahead.
Hey, shalom, shalom. Want to say number one, shalom to Elder Qanath and Shah Shem. We got Elder JT in the building. Shalom, shalom. Elder Tashakia, all the FOPE family. I want to just say Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi. Grace and peace to everyone. Man, we got some heavy hitter information to bring out, and we pray that the people will be edified, and we also pray that we get ready, man, because a lot is going on. So that's it for me.
Yeah, shalom. Most High bless everybody. You just going to bring out some news, some information. I am back. I had took a little time off because I had to study for school and do everything for us, my medical certifications and stuff. And I passed, so I'm good now. So it's back to the and back to edifying the people for me. So y'all gonna see me live streaming more now since I'm done with the schooling part of my my job. I don't have to worry about that anymore. So let's get into it, family. We got a lot of stuff going on out here right now that we need to speak on. It's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world, politics, in the news, mass killings, shootings, and we just want to talk about that stuff. You know, keep y'all updated. Wondering if everybody preparing themselves for you know, the next fallout. They're talking about it's looking like it's going to be a second pandemic, going into a recession. And shalom, Lema, Most High bless, Queen. Shalom, Star. Thank you, I appreciate it. You know, being ready, you know, for anything when shit hit the fan. So where you want to start at, the bar? I know you had the videos. Can you send them to me again, Ox, so we can share to the people?
Oh, I got them all set up too. So I
you already got it. Well, go ahead. You just share the screen. And,
let me
want to talk about a lot of this stuff. We're gonna hit many topics tonight. Matter of fact, I'm gonna drop the link too, because we'll just go ahead and make this an open we'll go ahead and make this an open platform because it's not a lesson or a class, but it's important that we it's not a lesson or a class, but it's important that, you know, we come together as a family and talk about the things that's going on in the community. And the Most High said we're supposed to watch the signs of the times, and if we're not doing that, we're being ignorant and warning the sheep of what's going on in the signs of the times. So I don't know if y'all been watching, but I've been seeing these farmers speaking about how the price of meat is going to increase to a large value number. And I don't know if y'all been seeing the videos of all the cattle just passing out, dying, large amounts of numbers of the cattle from what was it, cows and sheep and stuff like that. And I kind of really believe truly that they doing it on purpose. They're killing off the animals, same way they was paying the farmers to burn the oats and the grass and the wheats and stuff like that, because they contributing to the food shortage. So we want to go through over all that stuff on what's going on. I think this brother been on our platform before, and wait a minute, he turned his camera on. Rafaela, I think he been on here before.
I did. Oh, hey, I'm on my laptop. Just want to let you know, by the way, not on my phone.
Okay, shalom. Yeah, so we want to go over a lot of stuff and talk about a lot of stuff and what's going on as far as the doing what they doing to the food, killing the food, killing the animals off, the livestock, destroying the plants, and destroying, not wanting us to be able to grow our own food and things like that to control the people. Shalom, Elder Qanath. Go ahead. I know you wanted to say something.
No, Most High bless to the family. Lima, Star, Natal, y'all know, man. Y'all know who y'all are. Most High bless everybody, man. As for me, we haven't been on in a couple of weeks. Not saying we're not doing the work, whatever y'all call the work is out here.
Qanath, I'll be right back. I got to do something real quick.
Sure, no problem. No problem. As for me and my house, which is FOPE, I have not taken time off in my goals and everything. Just had to fall back from this just for a second, because I'm not gonna go into it, but the bar and Shasham know, and the rest of the family know what we've been doing behind the scenes, because a lot of people talk it but don't walk it. and we are trying to walk it. A lot of people make fun and so on and so forth. It's not trying. What we try to do is not try to say, "Oh, see, we're going by what the Spirit led us to do," and you will soon find out. But as far as YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and all that, I mean, it's just, it's a lot. It's a lot, and a lot going on. And I would just say for everybody, man, just keep your head up, stay strong. And it's a shout out to everybody that's been calling my phone personally. You know who you are. Sometimes I answer, sometimes I don't. I had to take a personal meditation. And also, like I said, we're doing work behind the scenes. I don't know if the bar will go into some of the things we're going behind the scenes, but I will tell you, we are serious about repatriating back to Africa to visit and to live. And we are actually further ahead than I thought. We have people there now doing the work of showing people how to do the work, meaning how to repatriate back to a place where it may be just a little easier, and to live a better life. Christ fed the fed the people with fish. He healed the sick, so as an adult and as a caring man to his family, we're supposed to be a leader to the family. So a lot of people look up to myself, Shasham, my wife, and everybody that's part of this folk family. Like, what's the answer? What's the answer? Well, we know the answer is praying, coming back to the Most High, following His law, statutes, commandments. But we have to be a little more disciplined in how we walk. For me personally, I'm tired of no justice, no peace. Black Lives Matter. We shall overcome. Vote. Wherever we go in our travel, we're going to face trials and tribulations. That's just a fact. But I think it would be pretty irresponsible for us as a nation to tell our children to keep saying the same thing that we've been saying for 400 years and for 60 years during the civil rights movement with Martin Luther King, even back with Marcus Garvey. For the longest, we keep doing this. Ukraine, everybody's saying fight for Ukraine, but there's stuff going on right now in what's that country in Africa by Rwanda, Gabar?
It's actually the Moroccan border where the migrants were trying to escape civil war, and they are going to Spain.
Right. I wasn't even talking about that one. I was talking about Congo, the war. But yeah, that's another one. We're gonna bring it up. I saw the video. It was heartbreaking, and them people look just like us, man. And this is truly a war worldwide. But we have to be wise as a dove. Humble as a dove and wise as a serpent. And the leadership for Black people, forget about calling ourselves Israelites, Baptist, Methodist, Muslim. The leadership is weak, right? That's because we fought in the wrong leader. We fought in the wrong leader. The wrong leader is the Most High through His Son Yahawashi. In the book, we follow that. We don't need Barack Obama, Oprah Winfrey, Michael Jordan, right? We don't need these people. We follow the script, and we be meek and humble to everybody. So again, I'm not going to stay on the live long. I'm let them rock, but overall, y'all will see, because the scripture talks about a good name. And I know I will have a good name with my family, and my family at FOPE, and the adversary, I love for them to hate, because that means we're doing something right. And this is a shout out to all my brethren and my sister that's going through trials and tribulations, not with the people who are not believers, but the people who are believers, not just believers of the Most High, but believers knowing they're Israelites. And you're going through the trials and tribulations with them. So I would say to you, you have to ask yourself, are you doing what the Most High asks of you? Are they doing what the Most High asks of them? Right? And you have to be honest with yourself. Are you following man, or are you following the Most High? I'm going to tell y'all right now, don't follow Qanath. right? I can be an example of the good and the bad. Take from the good and forget about the bad, because we all fall short. That's my message I have to all of you. Stand strong, but it's unfair to your children. Because all of you that's listening to the sound of my voice, each and every one of you have cried, right, of the sight of our men, women, and children being mistreated. Remember, you were the young bucks at one time. Remember, your parents was the young bucks at one time, and their grandparents was young, right? My grandfather fought in World War II, right? And he still will never get the respect. Just because somebody shoot guns in the air and give you a flag, but your people as a whole is doing bad. I know it's hard to leave this place. I know it's hard to leave this place. But it'd be truly unfair for you to tell your children, we had to fight. I did that. We had to tie our shoe and pull up our pants. Well, when are we going to tell our children, you know what? I tied my own shoes and pulled up my pants, right? I did this and I did that. I fought. I seen people die, right? I done all that, so you don't have to do it. See? Stop leaving the war for our children to fight. If we do leave it for them to fight, make it a little easier for them. That's for all you ones that live in the inner cities. That's for all you ones that live in the suburbs, in the country. That's for all you 6 figures and 7 figures, all you 2 figures, right? That's for all you dope addicts, right? That's for all of you. When are you going to make it easier for your children? Just because you have a job working 9 to 5 and get them a roof over their head, one day you're going to get old and die, and they're going to have to go out there and get a 9 to 5 and get work to get a roof over their head and go through the same shit. It hasn't changed in 400 years. We wait on the Most High, but he gave us. Hey, do me a favor, DeBar. If you have your book beside you, or my dear brother, somebody give me Proverbs 1 and 7.
I got
Proverbs 1 and 7. Because I don't think we listening to the Most High. Right? We need to listen to what he's telling us to do. And I'm kind of glad we ain't been on in 11 days, right? To make y'all think, man. You know, it made me think. So if you got Proverbs 1 and 7, read that for me, my dear brother.
Yes, sir. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 1 and verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction.
So fools despise wisdom and instruction. The fear of the Most High. I mean, do we really fear the Most High? Because you look at all the organizations, and I'm not just talking about Israelites, anybody that believe in the Most High, right? That have a congregation anywhere. That goes from TD Fakes, Clefo Dollar. I forgot this guy, what he said, am I right about it? I was watching one of his videos. He always debating people. Forgot this pastor name, right? He has a reader for him. But do they have the fear of the Most High? Right? Even my dear brother Farrakhan, do we fear the Most High? Because at the end of the day, from what I see, and I was in that boat at one time, and in that boat unawares, vanity, wanting people to follow you, right? And these guys, we put them up before the Most High, even with the women. Think about it. Come on, keep reading.
Verse 8. My son, hear the instruction of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother.
Forsake not the law, statutes, and commandments. Right? We see a lot of stuff going on. The Most High is warning us. 30 years ago, 20 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, what you see right now was not happening. The scriptures say there's nothing new under the sun. There is not anything new under the sun. There was a Sodom and Gomorrah, right? The Rome was a powerful nation, ruled the world. Right? Think about it. There's nothing new under the sun. Right now, it looks like we in reset. I want y'all to pay attention to what I'm saying. We are in reset, meaning it's coming to a head. A little vulgar, what I'm about to say. It's just like sex. Once the climax, boom, is over, we got to start all over. Give you Negroes something you can understand. We are right now at a climax. We're about to hit reset. I don't know no time and no date. But right now, the earth is in tribulation. Read and look what's happening with the sun. I don't know if y'all realizing this. If you're in a house, and I'm going to let you go, Sham. If you're in a house during the daytime, and sometimes you look like, what the hell was that? A flicker, right? You're like, did lightning just pass by in this broad daylight? What was that? Did my power blink on and blink off? I notice these things, and I want y'all to pay attention. The sun is flickering. The sun is turning black. Qanath, what the hell are you talking about, man? I wake up, the sun rising bright and shine, look at it, burn my eyes. I want y'all to Google and see what's actually going on. The Most High said he's going to give us signs. They know. They know. The brother's going to go in a little bit about what's going on, but we are repatriating to Africa, to an undisclosed location, and to visit, right, and to set up communities all over, dealing with our other brothers and sisters already repatriated there. So this is one of the reasons why we've been off. We've been seriously in negotiations, going back and forth, not disrespectfully trying to prove our point, like, okay, we should do this, we should do that, right? It's a business meeting. That's what we're doing. Most High bless y'all. Stay strong. Like Shah Sham say, we back. You know, as far as YouTube, we never left, but we back on YouTube, and we love all of y'all, every single one of you guys. You know, we really mean it from the top and bottom of our heart. So with that, finish that verse up, and then I turn it back over to you guys.
That was you want me to go to verse 9?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It says, this is Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 9. For they shall be an ornament of grace upon thy head, and chains about thy neck.
Go on.
My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not.
Right. Now, this is kind of going a little place different, so I'm just going to follow what he said there. Sinners, right? Stop thinking sinners are non-believers. You have sinners who believe. Guess what? Look in the mirror, brothers and sisters, like yourself. Once you start looking at yourself, you'll have a better idea where you're going or where you're heading in life. Stop saying them niggas are sinners, they this and that third. Look at yourself. Look at yourself. Okay? So with that, hey, Most High bless y'all, man. Shasham, do your thing.
Hey, Elder, I just wanted to expound real quick on you know, just the repatriation effort.
Okay.
I want to say a few things, right? So you know, there's scriptures and things like that, you know, that we rely upon to make this kind of decision. But ultimately, I think we have to ask ourselves a simple question. Have we really progressed in Babylon? I can tell you right now that the divorce rates are so high that it makes slave marriages and marriages that happened in the 1920s look like the ideal situation. Right now, people are unable to just cope with the opposite sex. So when you look at the family dynamic hasn't improved. When you look at wages and salaries, even though they've gone up, the buying power of the US dollar has gone down. And not only that, but one of the systems during Jim Crow and Reconstruction was called sharecropping. And the idea was that you would always be working. And at the end of the year, you were still in debt. So if we just fast forward that narrative to today, most people are working to pay debts off. So this is sharecropping 2.0. We really haven't come to a place where we are debt free, right? Most of us, I think the new retirement age is up in the 80s for those who are born after 1984 or 80. You know, that's the new retirement age. So basically, you're going to work until you die.
You're right.
And then if we look at the narrative of black on black crime and propagandizing, polluting the minds of our people, there was more solidarity as a black collective, a black family during Jim Crow, during chattel slavery than there is today. So when you really assess where we've been, so, you know, the history of how we came over here as slaves, and then you juxtapose that or compare that to where we are today, outside of us becoming citizens, it's really the same narrative. You know, we were listening to audio from some of the civil rights leaders during the 1950s, and the things that they complained about during that time are still relevant today. So I just want everyone to kind of think about where we are as a community, as a collective. Have we really progressed? And then you make the best decision for your family, because again, this is not something that we're saying take lightly. It takes a lot of planning, a lot of coordination, a lot of discipline financially to do something like repatriating. So I'm gonna leave it there because I know we've got a lot to cover today, but I just wanted people to just take a second to think about these things, why maybe going abroad or leaving Babylon might be attractive. So anyhow, go ahead, Sharsham.
Yeah, so, you know, family, we are going to move along, but yeah, you know, there's a lot of things going on, and we just want to cover it. So we can get to the first video or whatever we want to play.
Mm-hmm. Do we want to deal with I think we should start with this video with the lady who talks about the fear of Esau or the white community. And that'll probably lead into everything else. All right, so let me get that video real quick. Let's see.
So, like we said, family, the beginning of sorrows. Y'all can see this shit is knocking at the door. Just look and watch what's going on. Like I said, all the animals dying. This never happened before like this. It happened, but not during a time where, okay, we actually in a food shortage, where we going into the stores and you got naked shelves. Because I was just in Atlanta, and the shelves was naked. You know what I'm saying? On a lot of different products. So now we seeing that animals is just dropping dead by the hundreds, from cows to sheep and many other things. We know it's something going on with that.
I think this is a sign of the Most High telling us that he's about to end this.
And right now, white people are really
Okay, hold on one second. I didn't know that was about to play. So hold on. Let me bring that back. All right. So this lady's getting ready to get into the sentiment of what's happening with white people. This also ties into the massive killing that was done in Buffalo, New York, where a lot of our people, a lot of white supremacists are targeting our people. And, you know, there needs to be a larger discussion about self-defense, you know, from a firearm perspective. I think many of these things, I think it may possibly trigger a civil war, but we're going to go ahead and play this video, and you'll see the state of Esau right now in these last days. And that's going to spill over into all the different things that's happening.
Oh, hold on one second, bro. Can y'all please like the video? We got 50-something people in the building, only 20 likes. That's a bad ratio. Hitting the like button help push the video out for other viewers and people to come onto the platform to see what we're talking about. I really will appreciate it. Y'all just hitting the like button. I mean, I know it's probably people here just spectating, or a lot of ones who don't like us, you know, who just envy us, but y'all secretly watch. Least you can do is hit the like button. But go ahead,
Con. So just to give a quick summary, y'all, Esau knows that his time is short, and they're running scared for a number of reasons. One of them is population control. Another one is they fear that there will be an uprising and that they won't have the numbers to quell the uprising. So anyhow, I'm gonna let the video play. And again, this is gonna set the stage for everything that's going on. So let's go. Here we go.
Themselves. And right now, white people are really frightened. If you don't understand the destruction of Planned Parenthood offices, and you don't understand the wall that we're going to build on the southern border of the United States, you haven't read the book, The Birth Dearth by Ben Wattenberg. Ben Wattenberg was a brilliant Jewish man who was a member of the American Enterprise Institute. And he wrote a book, the first paragraph of which says, the main problem confronting the United States today is there aren't enough white babies being born in this country. He was an advisor to presidents of the United States. He wrote the book in 1987. He says if we don't change this and change it rapidly, white people will lose their numerical majority in this country, and this will no longer be a white man's land. Now, I'm not misrepresenting this. I'm telling you almost exactly what he says. He says there are three things we can do to solve this. Number one, we could pay women to have babies, as they have been doing in Western European nations for years. Then he says, and these are his words, not mine, unfortunately, we would have to pay women of all colors to have babies, so we don't want to do that. He says the second thing we could do is increase the number of legal immigrants that are allowed into this country every year. Then once again, he says, unfortunately, the vast majority of those wanting to come to this country today are people of color, so we don't want to do that. The third thing he says, and women had better pay attention to this, 60% of the fetuses that are aborted every year are white. If we could keep that 60% alive, that would solve our birth dearth.
Okay. So hold on. Let's dig into this real quick. So what people don't know is that the population of white people are on a massive decline, right? And it just so happens that the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, right? Which was the legislation that made it okay for people to abort babies. So they're literally undoing a right that was made to destroy black people, right? They're undoing that right to terminate an abortion because the ditch that they dug for us is actually impacted them. All right. And 60% of abortions impact white people. Now I'm gonna read a scripture real quick. Let me read this scripture real quick so I can give you the biblical narrative and then compare it to this as well. So this is the book of Psalms, chapter 7 and verse 14. Behold, he traveleth with iniquity and have conceived mischief and brought forth falsehood. Now we know this is a similitude for Esau right here. All right. Esau is the border of wickedness, and he travels with iniquity, and he also brings forth many falsehoods. But this is the verse I want right here in verse 15. He made a pit and digged it, and is fallen into the ditch which he made. So, let me read 16. His mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealings shall come down upon his own pate. The word pate means his own head. All right. So it says, I will praise the Lord according to his righteousness, and I will sing praise to the name of the Lord Most High. All right. So I just wanted to set the tone, if you will, and set the stage to let you know that, this Roe v. Wade has more to do with survival than it actually has to do with actually women losing rights to terminate abortions, because they actually use that as a weaponization to destroy black babies. There's some videos out there on YouTube. You can check it out when you get a chance. But many of the donors, the largest donors to Planned Parenthood, were people that were of Caucasian descent. So white people, Esau, all right? And they would donate hundreds of thousands, possibly even millions, all right, for Planned Parenthood. Now, we know how this all started as well. Planned Parenthood was pretty much the offshoot of Margaret Sanger, okay? And her thing was we wanted to eliminate the poor class of black people who she called undesirables. And she didn't want the undesirables, so black people in the inner city particularly, she didn't want them procreating and creating a perpetual race of poverty, of useless eaters. That's another thing that she mentions in some of her literature that she's published, right? So it's interesting how the Most High has allowed Esau to fall in the ditch which he did for the black community. This is very significant, y'all. I don't want you to take this lightly. And so they're not doing this to help black folks. I want y'all to understand that. The decision to overturn Roe v. Wade, that was not for us. That was for the survival of white people, because 60% of abortions are happening to white people. Ain't that something? So let me bring up this article real quick. We got this article. Let me see if I can share this. Here we are right here. All right. And see the population, y'all. Let me see if I can share my screen real quick. The population, y'all, is unaware of what's going on. I mean, it's completely uneducated and unaware of why this is all happening. Sharshim, I'm not sure if you're around, King, but when you get a chance, if you could approve my share so I can share the screen, that would be awesome. And I like what someone said in the comments. Yeah, Esau is all about self-preservation. 100%. Go ahead, King. Go ahead.
I really talk to y'all and people who are going to join in a panel about this Black Lives Matter movement, because I've been saying it to my live stream from probably some months ago or a year ago about Black Lives Matter, about it outlive their usefulness. But I'll talk about it later though. Till Short gets back.
Absolutely, King. Yeah, I mean, even Black Lives Matter is pretty much funded by our oppressors. A guy by the name of George Soros.
Yeah, and I tell y'all this. I think that Black Lives Matter ain't founded by people. I think that Black Lives Matter was founded by a heathen to me.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. The other nations.
What's his name? John Larry Hoover. I don't know. That dude from the CIA.
FBI.
Suicide because he said something about he feared something about the Black Messiah, and he trying to create these movements, to turn our people away from it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. J. Edgar Hoover was the one that created COINTELPRO, which was a program by the FBI to pretty much stop Black messiahs. So basically, leaders in the community.
Those black leaders.
Black
leader, I should say.
Yep. Yeah.
So, but sharing something else on your screen. I see you still got your screen up in it. Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to share something, but I need you to approve it.
Yeah, just you because you got it on the StreamYard screen.
Okay. So hold on, let me remove it. Then
fix it before I put it on.
Sure. And the bar. We'll talk about what I said later because I'll let y'all, handle y'all thing what y'all doing. Excuse me.
Yeah, it's still showing StreamYard.
There you go.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, so this is going into. So remember, everybody, like y'all have rightfully acknowledged and noticed, Esau is all about self-preservation. So while the media is spinning this like, oh, it's all outrage and people are mad because women are losing rights, this is about population extinction. This is about the white race continuing to procreate and to have power and influence on the earth. Right now, they're not reproducing themselves. Okay, they're dying faster than they're reproducing.
This
So
is about the abortion ban.
Yep, the
Okay,
abortion. Yep, this is exactly what that is, about the abortion ban. And so again, they are dying faster than they are replacing or reproducing themselves. So that's the truth of the matter. But again, they're not banning this this quote unquote right or privilege to murder a child or murder a fetus, however you want to look at it. They're not banning that to help the Black community. They're actually doing it as a way of self-preservation. All right.
So, but I wanted to get into the bigger picture into that too, as well, because this is something that y'all may not know, understand, or a lot of people is missing this part as well about this whole banning abortions thing. This is also a step that they're going to take to use to what I call sterilize the people. And what they're going to do is, a lot of people, they already got this stuff out for men now called birth control for men. You see what I'm saying? Same thing that they use for women. But now they're going to sterilize people because now you can't get abortions. It's going to make people more fearful of having sex with just people like sleeping around here, sleeping around there. You see what I'm saying? And not knowing, well, I don't want to have a baby right now. So they're going to all run to the birth control thing. And these shots and more of that is going to cause sterilization. They're going to use that as a way of sterilizing the population and people who's going to be in fear of not wanting to have a child or having a child and they can't get an abortion. They're going to be stuck with a baby or stuck with a baby with somebody they don't want. I'm telling y'all, that's a part of the plan as well. And that's going to be another key of slowing down the population, because they're going to, what was it, the Tuskegee experiment when they gave them people syphilis?
That's right.
Over there. And then they was in Africa where they supposed to be giving people COVID shots. They said they was really over there sterilizing the women over there, the Black African women. So
that's right.
You have to be very careful because they use tactics like, just when it's one agenda that comes out, it's always another one behind it. And a lot of people don't know that or don't see that. What we would call, freedom of choice. Think about it. You sleeping and you sleeping with someone, you in this city, you in that city, and they got abortion ban, you get pregnant, you can't get rid of the baby no matter what. You're in trouble. So majority and most people that's ignorant or not woken to what's going on, unconscious, they're going to run to the medical facilities for what you would call, what they call it, birth control. And that's going to be the new sterilizer of the people. It's all going to be hidden. They ain't even going to know that they've been being sterilized the whole time and constantly injected with that so that they don't reproduce. That's what it's about. Remember, the Most High, the first commandment was what? Be fruitful and multiply. The scriptures tell you, he that is wounded in the stones or have his privy parts removed cannot enter into the kingdom of heaven. They want to cut you off from producing. Don't be dumb. That's what it's about. Y'all may be looking at it, hey, oh, it's abortion, and ain't got nothing to do with that. It's about sterilizing the people and not allowing you to reproduce. Y'all think it's about it's the total opposite. Yeah, go ahead.
Ain't abortion mean murder. The Most High says thou shalt not murder.
Right. Thou shalt not murder. Correct. That's in the 10 Commandments. It's not thou shalt not kill. When you read in the Hebrew, thou shalt not murder. The Most High don't have a problem with killing. King David killed thousands and murdered one. So he don't have a problem with killing. See, King David killed thousands. He didn't never get in trouble for killing nobody. He got in trouble for murdering a man for his wife. One man.
Hey,
so it's the difference.
You didn't realize that he's supposed to not covet. Thou shalt not covet.
Right. That's coveting somebody's house, meaning you want in their possessions. You might want his wife or his child or a servant or his ox, coat or a car. He got a nice chain. That's what that is.
Hey,
but yeah, family, a lot of people don't understand that. That's the whole plan of what's going on. Because when you look at the little speech they had with Trump, the woman was saying something about saving whites. Sean King had uploaded that little clip, and they was like, what they mean by that, or you know what I'm saying? But that's what they meant, to keep their people from producing, because their people was using abortion damn near more than black people, and it was causing their numbers to dwindle and drop even more. That's why they needed to cut it and say, hey, don't allow it at all, because we were using this to destroy them, but it's really also destroying us. But what we'll do is just sterilize them. That's all. Make them sterile. Hit them with the oh, I need birth control or whatever. They got all these they dab your ass. That's all it's about. They want to make you sterile and make you think, oh, we good, and you just keep it around. That's what it's about. They don't want they want you to not be fruitful and multiply. And the multiply needs you to reproduce seed. That's why you say you always left a remnant or a small remnant. Y'all got to take the blinders off and see past the bullshit. That's what it's about.
I forgot.
That's what's really going on.
I'm trying to say.
Hey, Sharshem, real quick, I just want to we can highlight this too. The sister Octavia McGee, very intelligent response, extremely intelligent response. I'm gonna read what she says, because this also has a narrative into what's going on. Yep, yeah, this one right here. So so I'm gonna read the comment and then I'm gonna engage what she says. So I believe they took away Roe versus Wade for the medical aspect. That way, when they come up with the next pandemic, people cannot say my body, my choice, far as a vaccine. Now, this is deep, because Roe v. Wade was actually rationalized in the courts as human beings having the ability to control their body. So the sister is absolutely correct. They use this in a court as reasonings to say that the state does not have power over your body. So by them removing this quote unquote right or privilege, now the state can demand and command that you now have to be forcibly inoculated or vaccinated, because the state knows better for your health than you do as an individual. So this is actually a loss of rights in that regard when it comes to medicine. And this is another reason why also brothers and sisters are considering the repatriation activity of leaving Babylon, because what we see when economies fall, your civil liberties go down the drain too. So governments become more controlling as the economy worsens and worsens, and it ultimately leads to default, and then that leads to war. So that was a very intelligent comment, sis. I appreciate you. All praise to the Most High for that. So I don't know if you want to, do we want to get into, I got an article with the UN chief talking about how
whatever you got, just bring it out, because I don't have the videos that I needed for the show. I mean, I'm pretty sure people seen the videos where they was talking about where they seen the animals dying by the thousands. He was moving them around hundreds. I was just mentioning that was going on, and then the farmer lady said that they was raising the price of the meat, because it used to cost them like $14 to feed the animals. Now it cost them $58 for like one little cattle animal, and it's like the price of what they need to feed them is like quadrupling over and over again. So they got to make money back, because what was cheap and very little to feed the animals is outrageous now. So, and then you know, all these animals just dying off like that.
That's right.
Sharshem, Akim.
Yeah, Shalom.
I want in the last 3 months, the last time I went into Cub Foods, which is a grocery chain that's in the Midwest, they got signs in there talking about how because of the shortage of food and because of inflation, that they have to raise the prices of everything that's in there. So in some grocery stores, you literally see signs where they let you know they have to raise the prices of food.
Exactly, and you got to think about it. That's scary now when they saying, "Oh, you come in a grocery store, you're only allowed to get 2 canned goods," and that's why, like, for the past few years, I've been preaching and telling people stock up on your canned goods and have a backup plan. Like that's stuff that I already was doing ahead of a time. I bought a bunch of canned salmon, canned chicken, canned turkey, all types of canned meats, canned bologna, can spam or turkey spam or whatever I can get, you know, at the time was on sale, cheap ravioli. I was just grabbing this shit, like, you feel me, just for a rainy day. Even if I don't like it, you know, I felt like, listen, when you starving and you hungry, you're like any goddamn thing to put something on your stomach to stop them stomach pains. So, but you're right. You know what I mean? Like the fallout is going to hit the late bloomers. That's who is going to hit. The people who living their life off of fantasy and what they see off of TV and the illusion, thinking that everything is just going to go back to normal. And I've been telling people, because they looking at it thinking that everything going back to normal now. Yeah, the world is opening up and, you know, they more lapse on the city because COVID is over and all this other stuff. And you be like, y'all, just, it's not over. It's just a part of the plan to ease the pain a little bit for you. And then they're going to hit it with you 10 times worse. And all y'all who wasn't prepared the first time, now it's going to be even worse now, because they already did the test run to say, let's see how the people was going to react and what they call the first pandemic. We saw that. It was crazy. Toilet paper over, people fighting over toilet paper. That's to wipe your ass.
Right. Yeah. Don't forget about hand sanitizer too.
Right. So that was the dumb shit. They and that was so petty, like toilet paper and hand sanitizer. Are you serious? They didn't even fuck with the food then. Now they fucking with the food.
Damn.
The real issue, the real resource, that is a problem. Because a motherfucker will do anything when they're hungry. Break in your house, try to kill you, kidnap your kids, do anything to feed their kids. And I was telling you about all this shit planned. Think about it. All of a sudden, they overturning abortion. People going to be going to get what you call that shit? Birth control, which going to make them sterile because they're going to be getting sterilized. Think about it. All around the same time when they tell you, oh, it's a shortage of Similac. Is it a coincidence? It's not a coincidence, family. All this shit is planned. They doing it on purpose. Shortage of Similac. Abortion. All that shit is connected. They doing it for a reason. Because their plan is to depopulate. So in the process of depopulating, you got to depopulate and bring down the milk level. Because people is going to put fear in them to make them think that, oh, I can't get Similac for my baby if I don't produce enough breast milk. You got to watch the games that they playing. Go ahead, Op.
I don't know why they putting our population at 13%. That's really stupid, though. They're like, I don't know, because I saw a video that told us our population is 13%. That's really stupid. Our population is more upper than that. You get what I mean? I'm trying to know that, because
family, we got 70-something people in the building and 34 likes. That's a bad ratio. Can we get the likes up, please? The likes up, please. I appreciate it. But right, it is, brother. I don't believe that either. I don't go off of just all the numbers all the time, but I look at and see what's going on in reality and what's in front of us, and we can clearly see a lot of things that's going on in front of us isn't right, and we can clearly see is an agenda behind what's going on. When you look at the whole Similac shortage, the abortion turnaround, I'm telling you, they're going to be sterile, making people sterile. They're going to be hitting them with the ejections because they're going to run a birth control, because now they're going to feel like, well, I can't get an abortion if I have a baby. I'm trying to tell y'all, they're doing a lot of shit, man, and it's about to hit the fan.
Hey, I want to piggyback off that point real quick. I don't know, is the screen? Can you see the screen share?
Yeah, we got you up there.
All right, beautiful. So this is all a part of the depopulation campaign and the global mass genocidal campaign, because think about this in particular in the United States, right? We are pretty much advertised and marketed violence every day, all day, right? Movies, entertainment with the music, so forth and so on. So just as everyone is now going into a global food shortage, now the Supreme Court is expanding gun rights, right? So you know what's going to happen, right? People are going to go loot and shoot, right? That's what they're going to do for survival.
This is just like The Purge, the movie.
Yeah. So I want to just, here we go right here. Just this little piece. I want to read it. Let me blow it up just a little bit so people can see at home. So this is the Associated Press. This is considered mainstream media, and it's credible. It says, in a major expansion of gun rights after a series of mass shootings, right? The Supreme Court said Thursday that Americans have a right to carry firearms in public for self-defense, a ruling likely to lead to more people legally armed. Okay, so you got to understand the way that they work, right? They create the problem, right? So what's going to happen when people don't have food for their family? Like Sharshem just said, they're going to resort to violence. And now they legally have a right to go in these streets with firearms. And remember, America is among one of the most violent nations in the developed first world. Okay, America, there are more gun fatalities in America than wars, just so you can understand the narrative here. There are more gun fatalities in these cities than people die in wars. Okay, so that's already with America existing in its normalcy. What happens when America is on this decline and the grocery stores are not stocking the shelves anymore and people are hungry, or government subsidies start to run out? What are people going to do? And like Sharshem just said, this is where you get the Hunger Games. This is where you get, I am going to loot and shoot and basically violently oppress neighbors and people in the community to survive. Okay.
So Salakia, Gabar.
Mm-hmm.
The course of their action is going to stand in their power. 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verses 15 and 16. It's going to get real.
I was just getting ready to read that. So let's bring that out for a second, because we want to edify our people. We got to give y'all the warning, because this is what's coming, and it's not a game. So this is why we're talking about having more awareness to self-defense, maybe investing in Kevlar, body armor. Okay, but more than anything, keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, and being obedient to the Most High, because the Most High will encamp in angels around you. All right, and then you always need to be situational aware of where you are and what's going on in your community, because things could pop off in seconds, and bullets don't have any names on it. They could hit anybody. All right, but let me get this scripture real quick. Going into the lack of bread in 2nd Esdras, all right, because this is exactly what we're getting ready to see. Okay, and I'm going to read this real quick. I won't share it, but I'll go ahead and read this. Okay, so this is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, verse. I'm going to start at verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Now, the modern day sword today are missiles, guns, and different weapons of war. Here's the point in verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. So sedition going into divisions among men, and invading one another. Okay, why are they going to be invading one another? Well, the scripture is going to tell you. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Okay, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Here's the point. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation. Okay, so all of this is judgment, y'all. Okay, for the lack of bread, you're getting ready to see all kinds of people taking up arms against one another. And this is all this is all, one second, King. This is all because of the judgment. Because guess what? What has America done for its entire existence? Oppress, oppress, and oppress, kill, steal, destroy. America has gone to every nation just about and either exploited them, they've either taken their resources, or they caused major wars, or they've installed puppet governments by setting up what they call a coup d'etat. All right. So now the chickens got to come back home to roost. All these things that America has done to all the other Gentile nations and even the Israelite nations who are in captivity to other nations. Okay. All of that now is going to turn on our head. Okay. So for us, as the diaspora who are here still in Babylon, it's about to get real ugly. It's about to get extremely ugly. So I don't want to keep going on, but we're going to bring that verse out too. 6:13, Torah of Faith, Luke 22:36. Now this is deep. Matter of fact, since she brought it out, we're going to go ahead and bring this out real quick. And then my brother, I'm going to give it back to you real quick. Let me get that that verse real quick, because everybody listen to Ha Mashayach Yahawashi, okay? Listen to Christ, okay? This is Christ speaking, and Christ is above all of us, okay? No man can save himself. All of us got to literally listen to Christ, all right? So this is what Christ says. This is the book of Luke, chapter 22, verse 36. Then said he unto them, but now he that have a purse, let him take it, and likewise his scrip. And he that have no sword, let him sell his garment and buy one. I'm going to paraphrase the scripture for a second. It's better for you to be naked and have a sword than for you to have clothing on and not have a sword for defense. That's what Ha Mashayach Yahawashi is articulating in Luke chapter 22, verse 36. So we must be prepared, and we must have a conversation about self-defense, because family, it's about to get real critical over here. Okay. Again, the people in this country are subjected to violence on a daily basis. So it's psychology, y'all. All of this is psychology. If you program a person to be entertained by evil and by violence, what do you think is going to happen when they don't have the necessities that they need? They're going to be prone to violence. Okay. So my brother, I know you were getting ready to say something. Go ahead, and the floor is yours.
Yeah. Do you know you know that movie called The Forever Purge is supposed to be the last movie, but they making a sequel of it, a sixth film of The Purge. The story is it's going to have wars on every parts of United States, like all 51st or 52nd states, more like a war. But it's in production right now. Just want to let you know, but I think it's going to be a future predicament what's going to really go on in this world. It was supposed to be it's supposed to be a third season of The Purge. It's a TV series actually, but they canceled that one to make the sixth film. But the Forever Purge is supposed to be the last film, but they made a sequel of it to make it a sixth film of it. But I just wanted to tell y'all that because I saw it on Wikipedia. But sometimes Wikipedia can't always tell the truth, though. Just want to let you know. But I think they making a sixth film because I think, I don't know why, but it was supposed to be the Forever person. Sorry, let me calm down. I'm getting excited, and
it's all good, King.
I'm trying to get balance. The Forever Purge will be the last film though, but they're making a sixth film because they canceled the TV series The Purge. I don't know what's the name of it, but they canceled the TV series of The Purge and made they're about to make a sixth film of it. with Frank Grillo or something like that, who played Leo. And he's supposed to, I don't know what his purpose is, but maybe when you find out when the movie come out, maybe y'all can see what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And family, can we get 50 likes, please? We got 75 people in the building. I appreciate if we can keep liking the video. We got some more stuff we want to share. And I'm back for good now. The ball. I had to escort my wife. She was leaving for work. But yeah. After you show that, I want to show something too. Go ahead.
Con, I got a couple of scriptures to go with this real quick. So this is the UN chief. The UN chief warns of catastrophe from global food shortage. Now, family, these people know what's getting ready to happen, not because they're prophets, but because they have control over governments, and they are the ones creating the condition for the chaos.
Exactly.
So when they say a global food shortage is happening, that's because they are the people doing the evil to create the chaos. Okay, but I want to highlight what he's saying here. So we're going to look at this. Okay, so really quick, let's zoom in real quick so everybody can get a good look at this.
Because the bar, remember, their way is order through chaos.
That's right.
So the only way they can bring in their order, it has to cause chaos. This is their way.
That's right.
They have order through chaos. So if you don't have chaos, they can't have a reason or excuse to bring in their new order or their new agenda to the people, because there's no problems. But they has to cause problems to make order come through so they can deliver what they want to the people.
That's right. So watch this, guys. I'm going to read these two paragraphs, and then the point is in the next paragraph after this. So it says, the head of the United Nations warned Friday that the world faces catastrophe because of the growing shortage of food around the globe. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said the war in Ukraine has added to the disruptions caused by climate change. See, they're making this even bigger than what it is, right? The coronavirus pandemic and inequality to produce unprecedented global hunger crisis already affecting hundreds of millions of people, right? Now here is where it is. This is the key point. This is the gotcha moment right here. It says there is a real risk that multiple famines will be declared in 2022. Let me ask you, brother, something real quick. What year is this?
2022.
All right. So we're getting ready to see a famine, y'all. They letting you know a famine is coming. So when the brother Shar Sham said it's time for you to start stocking up your shelves, that really wasn't a suggestion. Okay. That was pretty much like a commandment. Hey, guys, danger's coming. You might want to get yourself prepared. Okay. So
right. And don't, Salakia.
No, go ahead.
Don't care about what people say to y'all, your family members. The hell with them. Remember what Joseph did. He stocked up and saved Egypt. There's nothing wrong with using your brain. I tell everybody, the scripture says what was before time was for our learning. Learn from what our forefathers did in the stories. That's why they in there. So yeah, they did that for a reason. So it's nothing wrong with prepping. Don't listen to what people say. You ain't gonna never need that, or you just taking up space in your house. Oh yeah, well, it's gonna be a time when you will need it. So buy extra canned goods, buy dry foods, do what you got to do.
That's right. And look, I'm practicing what I preach because I have about over 2 years supply of food, more than that. Okay. And I have an indoor garden, and I also have gardening skills, right?
I think I got about 8 months supplies, if that, of food for my family.
But that's good. Yeah, that's good. Something is better than nothing. But I'm gonna read this again from the top. There is a real risk that multiple famines, says multiple famines, not one, but multiple famines will be declared in 2022. This year, y'all. He said in a video message to the officials from dozens of rich and developing countries gathered in Berlin. Here's the point. In 2023 could be even worse. I'm going to read that again. In 2023 could be even worse.
The bar. Let me tell you why. They killing y'all with gas. They made gas a bill now. Like, people be laughing at me. I be like, listen, it takes me $94 to fill up my car. I be riding my moped to work. My moped can last me 5 days off of $5. That's 1 gallon my moped take. So I be trying to tell people, and I ride my electric scooter now. You got to find ways, because I tell people, and I'm keeping it real, I make good money, but I can't afford $91 a week to fill up my car every week to go to work 5 days a week and pick up my kids. I can't afford that every week. That means I'm paying almost $200 every 2 weeks for gas. That's damn near $400 a month. That's a big ass bill. And I got 2 vehicles, mine and my wife. And it takes her $8 to fill up a goddamn minivan in regular. So for 2 cars, that's $800 a month for fuel. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. But go ahead,
Con, you're right, King. Now watch this. It says Gutierrez noted that harvests across Asia, Africa, and the Americas will take a hit as farmers around the world struggle to cope with rising fertilizer and energy prices. Going right back to what you said, gas is now a bill, okay? This year's food access issues could become next year's global food shortage, he said. Watch this. No country will be immune to the social and economic repercussions of such a catastrophe. So again, why are we bringing this up? Well, let's get this Bible scripture real quick. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. Okay, so that's one type of person. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. But then there's a second type of person in these scriptures. But the simple pass on and are punished. So we're bringing this out, family, because we see the signs, okay? And as a collective and as a community, it's our jobs as the watchmen over the sheep. It's our jobs to sound the alarm and say, hey, get your family ready, get them prepared, okay? Look up what they call MREs, military, or it's called meals ready to eat,
right?
Or storable or dry food. Matter of fact, watch this. I'm gonna do y'all a solid real quick. All right. This is one company where you could get this kind of stuff from.
Oh, dang.
Here we go. So I'm gonna bring it up real quick. Look at this. Okay. Why do you think, guys, that there's a market for this? Why do you think right now there's a market for this kind of stuff? Because people, like the brother said, Sharsham said, order out of chaos. Okay. They create the problem, there's a reaction, and they provide the solution. Okay.
Exactly.
So what's the problem? Well, the problem is there's a global food crisis. Okay. Do you want your family and your loved ones to go hungry? Well, here's a website you can go to take advantage of these kind of deals they have, where I'm gonna tell you right now, I tasted them.
Can you drop the link in the chat for the people? That way they can hit it. That way they can go right to it. Drop it into the YouTube chat.
I thought my family ain't gonna be prepared for this.
You know how we say it, but they don't. And you show them, they don't actually go there. But if you drop the link, they can just hit it. They go right there for them. You know, for the lazy ones. Please. And then you
I
can.
think my family ain't gonna be prepared for this because they're still Christian. I'm the only one who is awake. Just want to let
Well,
you guys know.
in that case, what you do is you go and prepare your parents. See, that's what I did. I prepared my mother. I brought my mother a stove and you put it in the back chat. All right, I'll drop
Nope.
it.
No, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. Excuse me.
That's a private check.
Yeah,
Hold on.
I went and prepared my mother. I brought her butane stove filled, helped her get canned goods, gave her money for extra food to stock up for her and my stepfather. So I told her, the signs of the time, what was going on. I said, "Mine, it's better to be prepared and not be prepared." So, no matter
what if they not going to listen? Just want to let you know.
Have it just in case something happened. That way you can have something to eat on because you old. You ain't going out here in those stores and standing no standing in no lines.
Darn.
That's right, Flyer Storm. That's right. Keep that stove, sis. I got 2 of them, and I got a bunch of butane I brought to go to them. It's a heating source and it's a way to cook. And I tell people, you know what I mean? Just it ain't about what people think. That's the link, y'all, to the MREs I just posted. But it's not about that. You know what I mean? You got to be smart. You got to be smart.
That's right.
So,
yeah, I mean so what we're seeing, family, is that they are creating this condition where people are going to go hungry. They are giving additional gun rights, and you got to understand that if you've seen the movie Mad Max, it was a looter shooter kind of movie. People was trying to survive.
Right. I've seen that Mad Max before, the old movie starting with Mel Gibson.
Oh, let me show this video too real quick. I don't know if y'all saw this, family, but I want to share this video here.
There you go.
YouTube. Well, I guess I can't enlarge it anymore, but I want y'all to see this cattle. This is thousands of dead.
Boss is killing them. Hey, short.
Now, I want to give y'all my assessment on that, on what we're looking at there. I feel like they might have did something to the animals, sprayed something in the air, and wiped them out. Same way they was paying them people to say, "Hey, burn these acres, and we'll pay you this." Now, I feel like with this just the government saying, "Go over these people's lands or farms or acres or areas, spray something on the crops, and cause a chain reaction of death." You see what I'm saying? And do it in multiple places where they own or selling high amounts of meat. You see what I'm saying? You got to think about it. People, a lot of us are meat eaters. People do anything for some meat. You know what I'm saying? When that, why this stuff is going on like this. So, it's going to drive the meat price up because a lot of people don't know how to survive without eating meat. They just need some type of meat, or you know what I mean? Especially white people. I know watch survival shows where one white guy thought he felt like he was going to die until his son actually caught a salmon. It was a survival show, and he came right back to life. We got a salmon. We got some meat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling y'all, that's how bad it's going to get out here. And they doing this on purpose to drive up the price of produce. But go ahead, y'all.
You mean the powers that be are trying to kill the animals so they can increase the price?
Well, they kill anything off the increased price. Just
like
they killed.
I thought the Most High is killing them, but
Similac.
The powers of P. I thought the Most High is killing them, but the powers that be is killing them to increase the price of meat. What the H?
Well, it's you got to remember everything is for agenda. Listen, we living in this time. The scripture says, "Woe to the woman with child that needs suck." That's talking about women that need breast milk or milk, and they producing milk. So what they do is they take away the Similac, the suck. You see what I'm saying? That's one of the things they do. Well, we got a Similac shortage. You got to think about it. People who having babies will panic because if they cannot produce breast milk, how you gonna feed your child? If you got no milk in the store, you ain't producing enough breast milk. Them babies gonna want to suck on them titties because they gotta eat. What you gonna do?
Yeah.
So all this is just the prophecies that's being fulfilled. You know what I mean? Through the hand of the Most High, He making them cause it to happen. Because see, my thing is this: what people seem to forget about. The scriptures is real. This stuff is going to come to pass, whether we like it or not. Whether we here to see it or somebody else here to see it, it's going to happen. So now we're living in a time where it's happening. I be telling people, why are y'all afraid when we read in the scriptures and saying that it's going to happen? So there's no point of being scared because you know it's supposed to happen. But the Most High told us to prepare ourselves for it. So I'm not afraid about the shit. I'm like, well, good. The more this shit happens, the more closer we're getting to the kingdom. Yeah, it's a little scary, but it's like, are we really that generation? Are we really that people that's going to see this shit happen? I think we are. I think we're the ones that's going to see this shit happen.
Hey, Sharshem, I wanted to read this, beloved.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, King.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. Verse 2, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Verse 3, fear not the imagination against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. Israel, incredulity means to be untrusting or not believe in something. Don't let the fact that they don't believe the prophecies are happening, don't let that phase your spirit. Verse 4, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness.
Read that again.
Verse 5.
No. Read that verse one more time, because that's my favorite verse that I love to pull out to people. Read that again. That verse.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 4. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness.
And that's the problem. A lot of our people are unfaithful and they scared. They don't understand the scriptures. That's why I be telling people about you got to let shit happen. You cannot stop the power what Yahweh say is going to happen. If he's saying this is going to come to pass, I'm not doing nothing to try to stop a goddamn thing, because it's got to happen. We do not control anything. The thing is, we got to stop being so scared to let the Most High prophecy come to pass. You should be thankful that you seen it with your own eyes. That's right. Happen. The good, the bad.
And to let me back on what.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, and to let me back on what Sharshan was saying. Notice verse 2 says, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. The scriptures and the prophetic writings are faithful and true. Just to let me back on what Sharshan said about the prophecies are real. What the Bible is saying is really going to happen. I just wanted to read verse 5 and 6, King, and then yield the floor. This is the book of 2nd Ezra chapter. This is the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 5. It says, behold, saith the Lord, will I bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. Verse 6, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Yeah, this place is finished.
Now, right. And now but of course, we're going to be worrying about, well, my parents not in the faith, my brother not in the faith, my cousin's not in the faith. But guess what? The Most High said, many are called. They're going to die. And you got many Israelites that's called, but they're not going to be chosen to be saved out of this shit. You that's being called out of your family. You might be saved, you might not. But somebody has to warn their people. Everybody got a job to do. Now, I've been preaching to my family for 10 years since I've been in the Israelite community and this walk, and telling them about things that's going to happen and going to come to pass. And a lot of them think I'm crazy. But my thing to tell them is, well, when it happened, then I hope you remember the stuff I told you about preparing, because one day it's going to happen. And now, right, we coming in that time. But I've been telling, like, my older sister, she not Israelite, but she prepped. She like, little brother, I believe in the Bible. You know, she more into the universal stuff and the universal stuff, but she ain't no fool. She said, I see that time of what you've been saying. So she prepped She know I told her she was a Jew Israelite. She grew up a Jehovah's Witness. My mother know I told her she was a Jew Israelite. My older brother, he's an Israelite. He came into the truth. One of my oldest brothers, my other oldest brother, he rejected knowledge. He claimed to be a Christian. He don't want nothing to do with being an Israelite. He had met other Israelites and he rejected, but not my other oldest brother. He in the faith. He believed he's part of us, F.O.P.E.
That's good.
So,
hey, Sharsham, don't the scriptures say one of a family and two of a city? Like the Lord not going to let that many of us see what's really going on.
Exactly. And it's and that's what I be trying to tell people in this thing. Everybody not going to see it or get it. You feel me? And that's why I tell everybody, listen, I can't be your savior. I said, in that day, don't knock at my door because I warned you. You didn't believe me. You feel me? You thought partying was the world, but my children and my wife, hey, I got to protect them with my life because once I'm gone, the woman is vulnerable. She can try to be as strong as she can be, but when this beast come, I don't know what she's going to do. You know, if I'm gone and they took me out. So I got to protect my little girls and my wife with every ounce of strength that I have. So that's why I tell everybody, there's nothing wrong with being generous. There's nothing wrong with helping people in these days and times. But when this shit is coming down to the nicks and cranny,
that's right.
Family or not, y'all, don't be lax because you're going to get caught lacking. And then your neighbors find out you got this or that and you ain't blending in, you not camouflaging, you're going to be done for because they're going to look at you as a target. You got to know how to survive. Like we've been surviving for years as Black people. And I think the Most High, he been training me up and preparing me for this since my birth. You know why? Because I grew up poor. I tell people like Yahawashi, he came out of Nazarene with nothing. That's me, out the ruins. We ain't had shit. I went to sleep plenty nights with no food, no water, grew up in a house with roaches, rats, piss infested, cold. I've been through it. I know how to survive through this shit. Damn. So I feel the Most High, he made me and born me to go through this type of shit because I've been there.
We some ghetto babies out here, man. People don't know that.
You feel me? There was no silver spoon in my mouth. I didn't have no food every night like a lot of other people did and other Israelites, and we was not privileged. So I appreciate that from what I went through and suffered through in life, I learned survival from that. You know what I'm saying? I can say that. I learned survival from that. So whatever war, whatever I have to face, I can go through it. But now I'm a man, I know how to fight through this shit. As far as hand-to-hand combat, how to rationalize, how to, hey, I'm going to eat less, work out, drink a protein shake, take less food in. That way you could keep more food because a lot of people don't understand. Even go listen to Dr. Sabi. You do not need to take in a whole lot of food and solid food in your body to survive. You just need just enough to sustain you. You can replace all that heavy food in your colon with other supplements like protein drinks and things like that and still get your same vitamins and your same fill in your body and survive without a problem. The problem is when we overeat, eating too much. You jeopardizing your body. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to build muscle by lifting tons and tons of weight. You can lift small amounts of weight, keep your body worked out in great shape and be fine. And cut back on a lot of food that you don't need. Too much meat, too much of anything is going to cause fat on your body. Take smaller portions of food in. Feed the children because they can't go on a diet like that. You feel me? They kids. But adults, you have to discipline yourself. Take in smaller portions of food, man. You don't need a whole rack of chicken and a little bit of fruits and vegetables. Eat more fruits and vegetables, eat less of meat, and eat lighter. And I guarantee you'll be fine because then you'll know how to survive more. Like myself, I don't eat a whole bunch of food a day. I be eating one meal a day sometime or just 1.5 meal and a protein shake and I'm good. I don't need to eat 3-4 meals a day. I wake up, I don't even need to eat breakfast. You don't have to because truthfully, a lot of people don't understand the human body was not made to consume a bunch of food. Us being Americanized with the food stuff, the shit they show on TV, cheese sticks, hot dogs at the ball game, pizza every night, that shit made people fat and lazy. You don't need to eat crazy like that to survive. But go ahead.
Con. So I just wanted to bring this scripture out real quick because we got good news, Israel. And like the brother's been bringing out, man, the Most High has built us for this time that we're living in now. So let me get this real quick. The book of Job, chapter 5 and 19. All right. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yea, In 7 there shall no evil touch thee. In famine he shall be redeemed, or he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. Verse 22, at destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. For thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. Oh man, ain't this the good news? Let me
praise.
Let me get this next one. Let me get this next one. Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 11. The Lord said, verily it shall be well with thy remnant. I'm going to read that again. The Lord said, verily it shall be well with thy remnant. Verily I will cause the enemy to entreat thee well in the time of evil and in the time of affliction. So just wanted to bring those precepts out, man, to let you know, listen, this is a judgment on the wicked. All right. This is the judgment on the wicked, man. If you ain't keeping these laws, if you ain't faithful and sincere in this truth, you got a problem, man. Because in 6 troubles, okay, the Most High is going to test us. And I'm going to say this also. This is also a similitude for the 10 virgins. All right. When it comes to the 10 virgins, I'm going to get that in Matthew 25 real quick. I'm going to just read it real quick. The 10 virgins, there were 5 that were wise and there were 5 that were foolish. Okay. And the 5 that were wise, they took their oil with them. Okay. So you got to think about this. They, in other words, were prepared. So I'm about to read this real quick. So even in this context, this is a similitude. We have to be ready for the famine and the great destruction that's coming, but we also got to be ready for the kingdom. All right. So let me read this. Matthew 25 and verse 1. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. Verse 2. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. See, we talking to y'all about keeping the laws, the statutes and commandments, preparing for the great famine. The famine is here, y'all. Food shortages are coming in 2022. That's this year. That's today. That's right now.
Well,
all right.
It's already here. It's not even 2022. The food shortage is here, period.
That's right.
Been here since 2019 when they started. And now, how long we been into this pandemic shit? 2 years?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's right.
About 2019, started 2020, 2019. Well, I would say the end of 2019 going on 2020 when they started it. Yeah.
The end of 2019.
Right, the end of 2019, 2 years. It been here. And now it's about to hit the fan even worse. That's all.
That's right.
If you gotta remember, before it get crazy, they make it a little lapse. They give people a little more freedom, let them, get the stuff together, thinking that world want to go back to normal, and that's what they doing. You ain't got to wear a mask no more. Enough people vaccinated, and then booyah! That's when they hit you with the big goddamn bang. When they least suspected, as soon as they thought that the world was going to be great and we partying again, that's when they.
That ain't gonna happen. We all know that.
That's when they dropped the bomb on you.
Yep, that's right.
Hey, Sharshem, this lady laughed at me when I told her about the Georgia Guidestones and how one of their ordinances on there is to get the population under 400 million. And she went and did her research and found out that them stones is really there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to show y'all this family here. I know I went over this with y'all before, but we have the channel didn't grown. I'm gonna just show y'all, like, I brought these cans of stuff 2 years ago. They was like 40 cents. I mean, not 40 cents, about 80 cents, 70 cents. I'm pretty sure the price then jumped up now. I think I got about over 700 different cans of canned meat all together or more that I collected. But like I said, I got all this for prepping: dark chicken, white turkey, butane stove. Make sure y'all go get one of these. I have 2. Get the butane filled so you could cook, because like I said, once the grid go down, it's over. They're gonna cut the grid, cut the power, And scriptures tell you about your flight. Pray your flight not being winter, meaning in the cold. You have to get away because the cold time is the worstest time that you're going to be fighting on your feet. You know what I mean? You can die easy in the cold. You know what I mean? You need to be warm, and you got to think about it. They cut the power and you don't have no heat in your house. How you going to survive? You see what I'm saying? Your house is colder when during the winter time. You know how you get that draft in your house? It'd be colder indoors than outdoors sometimes. You see what I'm saying? So you got to have some type of heating mechanism. So this is a butane stove. Invest in one of them. You can go to Walmart, get one for $20. It's not going to hurt you. You see what I'm saying? Like the Van Vita sausage, chicken bites. Grab cans of them. Had them for years. I've been stocking up. Sardines and water. Grab them. You got you some fish. Get you your what's that? Omega-3s, electrolytes and shit like that. Salmon, wild caught. Got a ton of cans of them. Just grab different stuff you can eat. Spam, turkey spam. Have lighters on deck. Corned beef hash. What's this? More sardines and oil. Bumblebee. Packs of noodles. Something quick. You know what I mean? Yellow rice or just rice, period. Get a big thing of rice. Get some fruit salad.
You came prepared.
Get some beans. Fiber to keep your bowels moving and everything moving in your body to help your blood. Fiber. Beans is good for that. Get some popcorn. You might want to eat a snack here and there. A little popcorn. Make sure you got a lot of batteries. Cheap, small, good, bad, it don't matter. You need batteries for anything. You might need it for a flashlight or whatever. Matches. You know what I'm saying? Can't never go wrong with some wood matches. Get some grits. Chicken breasts. This right here is going to be probably one of the most valuable things for black people because black people love chicken. You could barter, you could trade with that. You know what I mean? That's the first thing a nigga gonna ask you for. Sugar and chicken. I guarantee it. They're gonna ask for sugar and chicken when it comes to black people. More oodles and noodles. Like I said, oatmeal. Keep your fiber going. Flashlights. Make sure you got them. Chicken noodle soup because people will be getting sick. Like I said, pink salmon. Chicken broth for seasoning or when you making soups. Tomatoes. White chicken. Protein powder. This is what I was saying. You can get this and replace meals. You could take a protein shake, eat one meal a day, and a protein shake, and you be good. Especially peanut butter. Peanut butter gives you protein anyway. So make sure you buy nuts and stuff like that. This is the stuff y'all should be investing in. Dry food like this, canned food. It ain't crazy. It's the smartest thing you can do for adults. If you're an adult and we come to a famine and we had a food shortage, please be smart. Eat one meal a day. Eat one meal a day and drink a protein shake, and I guarantee you will be fine. One meal a day and a protein shake. You will be fine in surviving and rationalizing your body. Meditate and pray, and you will be okay. Okay? Keep your mind off of food. Do other things. But you don't have to intake a whole lot of food. You can drink protein shakes. Get dry noodles. This will help for food fillers. What I mean by food fillers is when you make a meal, we survived off something my grandmother used to make when we was kids called goulash. She used to take a bunch of noodles like this, elbow noodles, take some ground beef and dump it in a big ass pot with some sauce, and we would eat on that for 2 weeks. Every day, all day, we would eat goulash. That's what we had because we was poor. So, like I said, the tea tree candles, there's so many things you can do with these. You can make heating mechanisms. These things stay lit for hours. These things can give you heat in your house when it's cold. You could use 2 of these, 3 of these, use a clay pot and make a heater out of tea tree candles. So get like 4 or 5 packs of these. There's nothing wrong with it. We're having tea tree candles. I think that was the last one. Was it? Let me make sure. 2. Yep, that was it. And just a bunch of other things to include on the list that I don't have on there, like the MREs and other survival stuff. I need to make it longer and add some more stuff to it, like survival blankets, your water purification tablets, things like that, because you know sooner or later they're going to hit the water and stuff like that. So you know, I just want to make sure the family is well prepared.
I believe it's called a life straw.
That too. A life straw, you get one of them. But I'm telling y'all, get these things while they still available, they still around. Get medicine too. Stock up on cough drops, cough syrup, pain medicine. A lot of that stuff is going to be valued. Kaduri, did you say anything? I noticed you've been on for a while. My bad.
Yeah, no problem. Salama. Just, yeah, I mean, you're touching on many of the points, many of the points that I wanted to share. But yeah, everything.
No, you can bring stuff out you want to share. It's fine. We just,
Okay.
We got to go over the stuff because it's important.
Exactly. Family, what you've heard today is absolutely important. We don't want, in Nigeria, we say we know they carry last. We don't want to be the last, we don't want to be the last when it comes to stuff like this. We want to be prepared, because then again, when it comes to, we can't depend on any kind of structures to bail us out of this situation, because even if there are structures to bail you out, they will ask for something from you, or they will ask to do something for you, to you, in order for them to give you that thing that you need to survive. And you don't want to be put in that situation where they say, okay, we can give you food, we can give you water, we can give you a warm place, all of that, but then you have to have this, you have to take this. We don't want to be in that situation. So family, food, water, medicine, very important. And the thing is, those of you that have stocked up, as you're going through, we get to that kind of situation, as you're going through the food that you've stocked up, I would recommend, as you're doing that, also start growing things as well. You can get grow bags. There's grow bags and then seeds as well. You can start growing stuff right in your little place, or if you have a big place, just growing things in bags, and that way you can move them around as you need. You can, as Brother Shashem said, your body, you need to prepare your body not to require as much food. That's very important. If you're the type who fasts, this may be a little bit easier for you, but if you're not used to that, if this is something new to you, I would say if you eat 3 big meals a day, I would say cut that down to 2, then cut that down to 1. And then you have like 1 medium meal away, and then, like he said, you can have a protein shake, or you can snack on nuts and seeds throughout the day. We're trying to make it so that if we do get to that situation where we enter we're already in the famine, but if it gets worse, you don't want to shock your body with the lack of food. You want to kind of ease yourself into it, so that your body is already trained and ready to receive that kind of change. You don't just want to jump your body into it, and then some people may not even survive and stuff like that. Another thing I would recommend is foraging in your area, and going like into the wild and stuff, and being able to identify herbs that you can pick up, both for food and for medicine. There's books and there's videos on medicine, and foraging, depends on what area you're in, because different things grow in different areas. I would say get familiar with the plants in your area. You can get the book on foraging that's tailored to things that you can find in your area, so that one day you can just pick a day that you're free, go to the forest, identify the pictures. Okay, this is what this looks like. And then you can learn how to start collecting that stuff, preserving it and using it. And then another thing is learning how to do trade by barter, because we can prepare as much as we want, but we may not be able to have everything on hand. So I would recommend having the ability to do trade by barter, and also not just bartering goods, but skills as well. Maybe there's something you know how to do, there's something you know how to set up that would be useful in a survival situation. You can trade those skills for other things, those skills that you have for other things that you may not have at the moment that the other person may have. And again, it's all about, building relationship. At this point, it's not recommended to be an island. Who definitely does matter, especially if they are like-minded. So I would say definitely take advantage. Don't burn an unnecessary bridge, with somebody, just for any reason. I would recommend, having that contact and that network of people that you can, people who you can go to, who you can trade resources off of, who you can bounce information off of when the time comes. Another thing I would recommend is a bug out bag and then having a bug out and bug in situation. So in terms of bug out bag, it's recommended just in case for any reason you need to leave where you are, for your own safety, you need to leave where you are quickly. It's recommended to have a bag that will contain many of the things that have been mentioned here today. It should also contain important documents, MREs, meals ready to eat, pouches of water, a live straw, things of that nature, a blanket, all that stuff, documents that you may need, passport stuff, all that stuff in one bag. Let that bag be something that if push comes to shove and you need to grab one thing and go, you don't have a lot of time and all of that. You just go and you grab that, and then boom, you're on your way. And also have a bugging situation in the sense that if you're not able to leave your residence for whatever reason, that you would be okay as well. So just having a stock up of supply so that if you don't leave your house, if you're not able to leave your house, you can still be in there and be okay as well. So I would just say, again, and just put everything in prayer, because, do the best you can. I know that all of this may not be possible for everybody depending on the kind of situation you're in, but I would say a little preparation goes a long way, and a little preparation is better than no preparation at all. So do what you can, to the best of your ability, and then leave the rest in the hands of the Most High, and it will be well with His, by His grace.
Qanath, excellent. Anybody else?
Guys, I'm about to go, but I need one or two or three words to say. One, I think that Black Lives Matter will be outlive the usual, and I think these powers that be are going to kill them and use their bodies for organ harvesting.
Mm-hmm.
And I also heard from Provoking Thoughts with this former football player called Larry Johnson. He told us that about that when white people try to go into to the White House, and they're going to use the black people and kill them.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to take the Black Lives Matter movement into a secluded place and kill them. That's my opinion, though. That's what I let you know.
Oh, come.
And one more. I think people need to start believing in that rapture shit, because that ain't going to come true. It's taking means you got killed. It probably means you got spared. I just want to throw that on y'all too, because I watched what's his name, Birdie Ross some videos, and I was shocked though. I was surprised though. It was good. And second Ezra exposed it about this we're gonna be raptured out this out of the earth. That's I think it's in second Ezra 13 or 12, I don't know, but it was really surprising that he said we ain't gonna be lifted up by no clown.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I'm about to go. See ya.
All right, I appreciate you coming on. Shalom.
Peace and grace, beloved.
Yeah. So the bar, you wanna got anything else?
No, I mean that was pretty much it. I mean, what everybody been bringing out, it's been spot on. Brothers are on point. I think one of the I think it was somebody put in the comments, it's going to be important for survival that we band together. One man can't do it by himself. When you look at the Israelites, survival was successful mainly because we were collective and we had large numbers. All right. So you want to kind of get to start knowing your neighbors, those who could be trusted, or those, if you got some Israelites that surround you, you want to get around them and start developing plans, because this stuff is about to progress pretty quickly. And once you get into the thick of it and you don't have the proper security measures in place, it's easy to be a victim of burglary or vandal, somebody coming through and breaking stuff, intimidating you. Mm-hmm. So, think about these things, because hunger is a different type of motivation, man. When they got babies or they got kids who crying because they ain't eaten 2 days, that's a different kind of motivation. There may be even cannibals. All right. So don't be surprised if we see that. I'm not saying it's going to happen next year, but in the next few years, when this thing really get thick, it's possible that we'll see people start eating other human beings for survival. So, there's all kinds of things, but the biggest thing is, man, keep the commandments of the Most High. Get around people that for us in particular at FOPE, many of us are considering repatriating to the motherland, because while they can say that there's a famine in the motherland, listen, Africa feeds the whole world. All right, Africa feeds the whole world, and if you buy some land in the motherland, you could feed the land is so fertile. When I went there, I went to a number of countries, but I'll talk about Tanzania and I'll talk about Ghana. I mean, it was fruit just hanging off trees everywhere you went. And people, some of the locals and the villagers would just, grab the fruit off the tree, whether it be plantain, whether it be bananas, papaya, cassava, many different fruits, and they would just give them to you, or they'll sell them to you, So that is kind of what our strategy is. And I'll say this too. And again, I'm not pro and conning. I'm not encouraging anything. This is just the rationale that we're following. We understand that America back in the 1920s, 90% of the population was self-sufficient. That number has flipped, and now 10% of the population is self-sufficient, and 90% is dependent on Wegmans, Kroger, if you're down south, Tops, if you're in the north, Sam's Club, Costco, Walmart. 90% of the population is dependent on trucks delivering goods to these grocery stores. Well, these grocery stores.
Hold on a second, Don P. I got you on mute because you got some background stuff going on. I'm just letting you know, so you can cut the sound back and then you could come in. Hold on a second.
So like I'm saying, and I'm gonna finish up real quick and give another brother the floor. But the reason why we pointed more towards going to the motherland is because with 90% dependent on on commercial grocery stores, there's a good chance that you're going to create massive starvation and massive dependency. And since from a cultural perspective, America is advertising to the population violence, when people don't have nothing to eat, we know they're going to get violent. Whereas in the motherland, it's collective. And for the most part, it's not to say that Africa's perfect, because it's not, but it's not as violent, okay, as what we are being marketed and advertised today in America. So, this is kind of like, hey, where do you want to pick your place of refuge in this time of great evil, in this time of great pain, right? So for us, it's a cost, right? Because we got to fund all these things. But the reward is that we're going to be in a more peaceful environment, and also agriculturally more friendly environment as well. So that was our rationale. But that's not to say in here, for brothers and sisters that are in Babylon, go get some land, go gather together. You know what I'm saying? That's what the scriptures tell you. Gather together, O nation not desired. And you go get these lands, get away from these cities, if you can do it. Get away from these cities and band together and arm yourself, get some body armor, those kind of things, and just be very situationally aware. So with that, I'm going to yield the floor. Shalom to the brother Kadari. Shalom to Elder Yehuda, Don P. And shalom also to the brother Shar Yahawada. You brothers have just been bringing out major, massive, amazing, and brilliant points. So I'm going to go ahead and yield the floor, but I'll still be on.
Shalom to the nation and all my brothers and sisters.
Peace and grace, huh?
Peace and grace to your loved one.
No, I'm Elder. Most I bless.
Loved one. Peace and grace to you. You know, I had a plan to hunker down about a month ago. And I've been listening to the godfather of prepping, led Farmer 73. And this brother, he had been doing this for 12 years. He just started out just kind of showing folks what he was doing. And folks was like, we want more, we want more. So I've been listening to Godfather and a few other people that, you know, they've got their grow going. You know, they're self-sustained. You know, people like Watchmen. And the reason I mention them is because, like the brother DeBar said, they have a plot of land that real serious Israelites, they'll allow you to come and, you know, work on that land, eat off that land, because it's not their main land. They got another land. But you gotta look out for people like that. Yeah, you gotta look out.
1 second, Don P. The bar. Did we play the video that happened in Ukraine with the mall?
No, we didn't play that yet.
All right, we got to do that one too at the Don P.
I still got it.
All right,
I can't wait to see that. Just because I know that country so well. What was I saying? Oh, so you got to look out like the brother's saying. You know, it's other people too that are willing, but see, you got to have the right spirit. If you slimy, they not gonna They too in touch with the Most High. They gonna reject you. But there are places that people are making provisions here, like, you know, in the South, like you were saying, out of the city. See, I'm at the point where it's like I live in San Francisco, and I live in a bungalow, and so it is highly undefensible. I was going to get a greenhouse and do all that. I have already gotten. I got a 2,000 watt solar generator and 2 sets of fold out panels. I got a 55 cubic liter refrigerator freezer. That's a 12 volt from Boosh RV. And I got a, what else did I get? I got something else. The refrigerator freezer, because that's going to be important when your power goes out.
Hey Don P,
solar.
I'm going to go ahead and send you my address, all right? So you can mail all that shit you talking about right to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for real. for real. Hey, for real, Sha. Because, hey, when the lights go out, baby, hey, I just, I'm waiting for it to come. It's going to come on the 30th. I got a backup Honda 2,000 watt gas generator. And now Led has a video where it show you how to take plastic and turn it into gas. And that sucker, off of a 1.5 gallons, that sucker will run 12 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I had to back up for the solar because I want to use the solar first. And if they get to playing around with the clouds and stuff, then we got to do something else. You know, we got to flip. Yeah. But the thing about it is what the Bar was saying, the Most High told me in that same voice when he told me to come out from among her and be separate, when he was talking about the world. So I came out to church and all that. That same voice came to me and said, come out from amongst her and be separate and do not partake in her plagues.
So, Uncle Don, I wanted to ask you.
Yes, sir.
I was telling the people, and you know, since you're a prepper too, and we are, what would you recommend them? Some of the recommendations. I don't know how long you've been watching, but I showed them like different foods and stuff like that. But for them, as far as in their home living, what would you also recommend them to get or purchase before the fallout come and they can no longer be able to get it no more?
Okay.
For the people.
One of the things that is running out is wheat-based stuff. Okay. People are switching to substitute for rice. So get your rice now. Go get your 50-pound bags, you know, go get a few of them.
Yep.
And get you some beans, and then grow your G-bombs. The Minister of Wellness talks about the benefits of G-bombs, and you can grow them. And you can grow enough for yourself, and it also adds to the variety, you know, when you're eating beans. All the different types of beans. And your vegetables be fresh, so they won't have no preservatives in them. And you can grow them in your house. You know, you just got to get them to sunlight. See, growing them in your house allows you to protect them. I was going to grow in a greenhouse, and that wouldn't provide that much protection. So yeah, so get that rice, get them beans, get you some water, get you a water system, and get you the ability to. I work in water, so I have a lot to do with that stuff. But get you a 50-gallon tank and fill that sucker up. If you can't get it, you should be able to get a plastic tank, but you're gonna want to do that. You're gonna want to have some fuel on hand. So get you a couple 10-gallon containers, gas containers. Get you a couple of them. And if you can get a generator, you got to get a generator because you're gonna need power. You're gonna need power. You know, you'd be amazed what a little 2,000 watt space heater can do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the generators, basically, I'll just say this. I can pull 2,000 watts per hour on my generator. Okay, so that's how it's rated. Those are per hour ratings. So if you get a 1,000 watt, you're only going to be able to pull 1,000 watts for an hour. So you want to watch what you're using as well. Watch what you're using, so that you're not so that you don't get caught off guard. Everything that I have is electric. I don't have anything that's gas. Everything I have is electric. So DeBar knows what the plan is. And I'm actually DeBar. It's a couple other people that's finna jump because they know of F.O.P.E. or they know F.O.P.E. and just because of the different members, and they're like, yeah, we see it.
I want to play this video real
like
quick.
If folks don't believe that we are.
Yeah, I just wanted to piggyback off what Elder Don P is saying, and all praise to Most High for you, my brother. The wisdom is on point, like always. First thing I want to just kind of address really quick. So, this is to Eric Bond about ain't nobody getting by no matter how far you go. So we try to process this in a very logical way, right? I gave you some numbers about the dependency of the people in America, how they are pretty much captive to the grocery stores and they have no level of self-sufficiency, right? So you got to understand that they have been engineering a massive crisis in the Western world. It's just not America as well. Even in Europe, that's the same kind of situation. So agriculturally, there's a codependency on the grocery stores. Okay. Now, when you go to the motherland, if you've ever been there, or if you ever know people who have been there, there's no Walmart in Africa. There's no Kroger, Sam's Club, Wegmans, or shopping. They got grocery stores, but 90% of the population is self-sufficient, or they have what they would call a market square where the villagers and many people actually are pulling produce, fresh produce from the fields, and they're selling it in a market. Okay. So they have the reverse situation of what we have. We are completely dependent agriculturally. They are independent agriculturally. So if we can just logically process that, one would gravitate towards a agricultural independent environment versus a agriculture dependent environment. So that's just one kind of tilting in the favor of going back to the motherland. The other thing is, depending on where you are in the United States, if you're on the East Coast, you got pretty much 6 months, maybe. If you're in the north, your time to produce agriculture and goods is very limited because you got winter to deal with. When we talk about the motherland, we're talking about the ability to grow food on a 365 level. Okay, so you got to think on that level too. So I agree with what you're saying. Generally, everywhere is going to be hard. However, agriculturally, some countries are going to fare much better in terms of their ability to handle a famine versus others. You see what I'm saying? And again, let's not forget ourselves here. We have a crime-ridden culture in America. In every big city, there are people already who are naturally programmed to kill one another. Okay. Whereas again, Africa's not perfect, but it's not normal for Africans to be so violent towards one another unless there's a political uprising or a coup d'etat or there's some tribalism going on. But Negroes in America, for the most part, destroy each other on a daily basis in these cities. And all you have to do, wherever state you are in, just look at Google Head and look at the murder rates in the city near you, or the biggest city near you, and you will see the destructive mentality that we have here in the West. So that's why we're tilting more so toward repatriating. We're not saying that, again, Africa's a paradise, or we're not going to be touched by a famine. No, we know already. That's why we're preparing for all these things. So I hope that point is clear. I don't want to be long-winded on that, but I hope that point is clear. And then the last thing, to kind of echo back to what Elder Don P was bringing out, which is this. You always have to think about your energy resilience, right? So for instance, if I'm trapped in Babylon, because I've prepared for that scenario as well, if I'm trapped in Babylon, I have a kerosene heater, right? So in the winter times, let's say the energy is out, because there are going to be energy shortages in America. You can check that out on YouTube too. But if we're in the winter and we don't have the proper ability to heat the house, we have a kerosene heater, which is odorless, and it's actually biocontaminant free, so it doesn't have like the carbon dioxide or odors that would kill you. Okay, so kerosene I would recommend over like propane, because propane could actually harm you. Also gasoline, you want to be careful too. If you're running in a generator and you don't filter the air out, like if you have a generator running in a garage for long periods of time, there's emissions that could actually kill you for long periods of times. Also, if you're running a gasoline vehicle and you're just warming yourself in the garage and you got that going on, many people have died during blizzards because they had the car on, they just had the car in park, but they were just using the car to warm themselves, and they stayed in their car for about 5 to 6 hours, and when they got outside, they fell out because they were breathing those bad toxic emissions coming from their vehicles. So these are things that you want to think about, because it's a lot to consider. All right. But again, wherever you are, agriculturally, you need to see if you're in a place where agriculturally you can farm and grow food. If you're not in the agricultural friendly environment, so if you're in the north climate, or in Northern California, or in the north, like New York State and above, you have to really take your prepping levels to the next step, because you're going to deal with a harsh climate. You're also going to deal with denser populations, so more people needing things. So these are things that you want to think about. But sorry, my brothers, I didn't want to be too long-winded, but I just wanted to give people the information so that they would know that we've thought about these things very deeply. So my bad, Sharshin, go ahead.
No, you good. I'm gonna just I want to play this video real quick for everybody, and we can continue on.
Explain why thousands of sheep are dying currently in Idaho. This is a video of thousands of sheep that just dropped dead randomly, and they're saying it's because of a heat wave that's going through Idaho right now in America. The Bible says in Matthew 24 that there will be wars, rumors of wars, and famines that come on the land in the last days. I believe we're seeing the birthing pains before Jesus comes back. Like and share and go subscribe for more. Does the Bible explain?
That's all I wanted to play. I just wanted to show that this one where it was showing all the sheep dying too, because all this stuff is recent. And just like with the we showed the cows dying by the hundreds of them. That's all I wanted to show.
Con. So I think we might be at a segue to maybe that video in Ukraine showing you.
Oh yeah. You want to pull that one up? We can show that one too.
Yeah,
I think that's probably the last video.
Okay.
But yeah, family, it's a lot of stuff going on out here. I thank everybody who tuned in, and appreciate everybody who tuned in. But we definitely need to prepare ourselves because I just feel like the time is at hand. I know a lot of stuff ain't come to pass yet, but for whatever the process of what's going on now, I feel like, you know, the time is at hand that things are and the heat is about to be turned up a lot, and a lot of people is going to be dealing with a lot of harsh realities and truth of that the American dream and all the things that they thought that how the world was going to be and what they was going to have really is all about to come to an end. So we just want to show the people that prepare yourself and get ready for war, get ready for famine, get ready for the beginnings of sorrow, hurt, pain, more death, more mourning. You know, love your family while you can and enjoy them. But for those who didn't prepare, you cannot lead away for them, because by you doing that, you may be in the process of destroying your own self by trying to help a friend, or because your family members didn't prepare, your mom, your dad, your cousin, your aunt, because they didn't believe and they don't have no food to survive, and you feel sorry for them. But what about your children? You know, what if you in a position where somebody felt sorry for you? We're going to be living in a time where family ain't going to look at you as family anymore. People going to resort back to eating their children, cannibalism. So, and you don't want to be that Israelite that has to eat their kids. But go ahead, out. Play the video.
All right, Con. So this is just giving you more context into the wars and the rumors of wars.
A shopping center with more than 1,000 civilians inside has been hit by a missile strike in the Ukrainian city of Kremenchuk.
And this happened today.
Ukraine has said that it fears dozens of civilians might be dead or injured. President Volodymyr Zelensky announced the attack on Telegram, saying,
"The mall is on fire. Firefighters are trying to extinguish the fire. The number of victims is impossible to imagine."
Kremenchuk is the site of Ukraine's biggest oil refinery. The city had a population of 217,000 before Russia's invasion in February. Footage of the attack has been shared on social media. It shows the building engulfed in flames, civilians standing outside, and emergency services at the scene. The strike comes just one day after Ukrainian officials blamed Russia for hitting 2 residential buildings in the capital, Kyiv, killing 2 people. There has been no immediate comment from Russia, which denies deliberately targeting civilians.
So yeah, that was it. I mean, again, you know, these things are going to ramp up. I think the last video we did, we talked about how the Pope already declared World War III. All right. Mm-hmm. So we are in the beginning phases of World War III, and family, you know, we're not here to fearmonger. We're saying prepare, be rational, no matter what your financial situation is. There's light at the end of the tunnel. Elder Don P talked about getting bags of rice. I'm in the process of getting about 100 pounds or more. And if I'm not in the motherland, I'm going to reach out on a private line to brothers like Sharsham and give him a passcode to my house so him and his family can go there and have all the firearms they need, have all the food they need. So there's going to be things like that, okay, for people who are still in Babylon or wherever they may be, right? Some of us will have stashes of things, and so we'll reach out to brothers and sisters to make sure that they're okay, because we're in this together, Israel. We're a nation, all right? And it don't matter where you are in the world, you're going to be dealing with some level of hardship, all right? Because again, like we brought out earlier, this is the Hegelian dialectic, right? Problem, reaction, solution. And they're already setting the stage for all of these things. So the Most High is going to keep us. Don't let this discourage you. Don't let this bring any fear. The Most High, you know, he didn't give us a spirit of fear, right? But of love, power, and a sound mind. So let's bring logic to the table, and whatever situation we're in, make the best of that. And we black folks, man, we've been through it all. Especially the diaspora. We've been through poverty, we've been through slavery. Some of us been through gang violence, you know, the war on drugs. We've been through a lot as a people. So this ain't nothing. I'm gonna be honest with you. This ain't really nothing. If you grew up in the inner city, you know, I came out of New York. So for me, this ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? But many people, you know, whether it be B-More, you know, whether it be DC, Detroit, Watts, Compton, Atlanta, all them big cities, Houston, Dallas, we're used to hardship. So we're gonna be able to naturally, you know, respond to these hardships and survive, because that's what we've been taught to do since we've been here. So that's all for me, man. I'm gonna go ahead and pass it off to the next brother.
I wanted to say that anyone that doesn't believe in it, and because I came in late, I missed the beginning, but anyone that does not believe we are in World War III, I got news for you. Russia has a landmass that it has to access through Lithuania. Lithuania is in NATO. Lithuania is not letting Russia access that landmass where they have military and nuclear and so forth. And as a matter of fact, they cut off the gas. Russia is not playing with them. And Poland's ass is already on the chopping block as far as Russia's concerned. So if they go, you ain't stopping us from getting to what we need to get to and our folks, it's on and cracking. Remember, Poland started World War II. We already in this game. They play 9-level chess moves. China has already is like, we taking Taiwan. That's a wrap. Did you see the bridge that China and Russia built to access so they can be allies? Oh, the game is on. And they also are setting up with Venezuela. They're already down with Cuba. And then, you know, the whole BRICS situation. What? See what's going on with India. You look at the whole BRICS nation situation, man. And the Nicaraguans are training with the Russians. You see how close the threat is? Somebody was talking smack in America, and Vladimir said, I'll send one missile over and wipe your whole state out. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? And don't forget about the Russian subs. There were 3 sightings within the last 18 months. 2 were on the East Coast, and 1 was on the West Coast. And they didn't detect them until they actually had them visual. These were nuclear subs. Their Satan II missile can take out a geographic range the size of Texas. All they got to do is hit the East Coast and the West Coast of the United States, and what's left? You've taken out the whole engine of the United States. And so my thing is this, and I was saying this to the brother in the chat. You have to be obedient to what the Most High says, because whatever the Most High said to you, if you don't obey that, that's disobedience, and you get what you get. He told the prophet, now, when you come into that town, go in that way and go back the other way, eat no food, drink no no water while you there. Just keep it moving. And the prophet let another man tell him, oh, well, the Most High told me this. Because, you know, there are spirits that go out and be like, yeah, Most High, I'll do this for you. I'll be a lying spirit in his mouth. And what happened to him? The crazy thing was, with that parable, the crazy thing was everybody was looking at the prophet that disobeyed. The mule was looking at him. The prophet was looking at him. And the lion was looking at him. The Most High was in control of the entire situation, unless the lion would have attacked him and the prophet and the old prophet and the mule. See, it's about obedience. He said, if you love me, that's the demonstration. And I told him I love him. Forgive me for the things that I've done. I'm not going to do them things no more. That's called repentance, y'all. And where there's room, while he still gives room for repentance, because see, there's going to be a place where there's not going to be any place for repentance. You can look that up in the scripture. So just be obedient, like nephew was saying, be obedient to what he's telling you to do, because he also said he's going to hide those in the wilderness so they can get through what's about to come upon the earth. I love y'all. Hey, man, for all y'all that's, you know, there's going to be a second wave. But for all of y'all that are, you know, going on the first wave, I love y'all, brothers and sisters. I'm right there with you. I love the fact that they told us the things that we can do. It, you know, need be to do whatever we need to do. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So, yeah. And know this, we going to be there. So it's already going to be a nest. Love y'all.
Right. Hey, we love you too, Unc. Let me say this real quick before we jump off. One area we didn't have a lot of time to deal with is communications, right? So
yeah, discuss that.
Yeah, this is a big one. So your cell phone, you can basically throw that in the trash, all right? Because the internet services will be down, the data services will be down. I'm not going to reveal too much about myself, but if you work in public service and you have certain levels of clearances, those frequency bands will only be available for law enforcement and government officials. The rest of the population will not be able to use the phone lines. Okay. So there are things like what they call shortwave radio, ham radios, and CB radios. All right. And if you truck, exactly. And if you can't get that, get a walkie-talkie. Remember, you know, when we were young back in the 80s, when the walkie-talkies first came out, everybody was trying to get one, you know what I'm saying? And then Nextel made a phone that you could do the push to talk like a walkie-talkie. So anyhow,
don't be cheap. Spend the money and get the ones that have a range of like 2 miles.
There you go. That's right.
But you know, it's hard to find out the good ones too, because man, Qanath was doing this some years ago when we was prepping. We was trying to find the ones that was like 30 miles, 40 miles. But you can't find none of them online nowhere, like, or even the good military walkie-talkies we was trying to find. We was trying to get like the same ones, and like he can hit me on what's going on in DC, and I can hit him on what's going on in Baltimore and how we know how to move, and we have a way of communication. It's even trying to find good walkie-talkies out here now. It's hard.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, they there hasn't been a big demand for them, but they, you know, I mean, they're out there, but it probably take a lot of research. But I'll say this too, and I don't want to go overkill on this, but this is an important skill that you could acquire if you could learn Morse code. All right. Yeah. Morse code is a good way of communicating where you're not necessarily using what you would say verbal communication. You're using a written language, right, to send, because when it gets really, really challenging, right, and in this scenario, in this context, what I'm referring to is, let's say we have enemies, foreign enemies coming to occupy, right? Again, this may be exhaustive, this may even be a little bit of exaggeration, but preparation, sometimes you can't really discriminate on scenarios. So So we're gonna consider this hypothetical, and we'll see what the Most High does. But let's say China, Russia, or even Iran comes to try to occupy the coast, right? West Coast and East Coast, right? Well, being able to communicate in a way using like Morse code would be a way where you could securely communicate with those that have those kind of capabilities. And typically you could tie in Morse code with like a ham radio station, or you could tie it into other frequency communications. But I'm not going to get too nerdy on this, because I know this is a high level when we talk about communications. But at the bare minimum, look into CB radio, ham radio, and if you can't go with those two, look for a walkie-talkie at the bare minimum. All right, so that's all.
DeBar, I got to go caveman real quick. I put it into the chat, and you guys probably saw it.
Mm-hmm.
But let me put it out there for the rest of the chat. Get yourself, I'm getting ready to get one. Get yourself a wrist rocket. Y'all know what a wrist rocket is? It's a sling, it's a metal fabricated slingshot, high powered slingshot that you put on your wrist. And you put a pebble, the one I'm gonna buy comes with supplies, but BBs, different types of BBs and pellets and so forth. And those things will help you, for one, hunting small animals, and the other one for protection. I'm about to get this one with a laser sight, because that's just how Don P rolls. Yeah, man. So if you can't own a firearm, if you can't legally purchase a firearm, or even, at some point in time, you're going to run out of bullets. You got to have something you can use. And that wrist rocket, man, a pebble could provide a meal or protection. Because see, if I'm working with that, I'm going to be trying to get you right in your right eye. And let that, whatever it is, a pebble or a ball bearing or whatever it is that I got, go in your eye once I run out of them other things. So, and it's inexpensive, because you might be able to legally purchase a firearm, but you can't afford one. You got to have something. And I'm going to tell you that I think that's the great equalizer, else I wouldn't even buy into that solution.
Con. Yeah, that was a good one right there too. Yeah, because ammunition is we like the curses. We are a nation that is dependent on our oppressors. So yeah, bullets, you want to stock up on those, and you don't want to be too liberal in using those. But if you do run out, having a slingshot is something you should definitely leverage. But yeah, family, I mean, again, the Most High and give
DeBar, I got to interrupt you real quick. It's not a slingshot. It's not a slingshot. You don't want them going out there buying a slingshot. Mm-hmm. It's a wrist rocket.
Con, you know what? I did see that Elder too. So you're right. So I appreciate that too. So a wrist rocket. So look that up. I was just trying to say something that might be a little familiar, but you're right. There is a difference between the two. But definitely look into that, y'all. But again, just kind of tying this point back home that the Most High is not giving us a spirit of fear, but of love, power, and a sound mind. So with that, we already know what we're getting ready to enter. It's our job as individuals and those who are believers to take the prophecies and start applying. So they say knowledge is power, but knowledge isn't power. Applied knowledge is power. When you apply the commandments, when you understand the prophecies and you do something about it, that's what makes that information powerful. And I like what 613 Torah Faith said, the sisters in the spirit, bow and arrow, crossbows, those are alternatives too. So when you think about self-defense, you can think about it in that context as well. But go ahead.
I got a couple slingshots already. They not like with the high powered ones, and I got the marbles. Me and Qanath got one. We got one from just like one from Walmart. A Walmart slingshot with the marbles that goes with it. That they work good. I had looked at the reviews of people using them online for hunting too, to shoot animals and stuff like that. So I do have a slingshot with the ammunition that go with it. But I have been thinking about buying me a hunting bow. I seen one in the pawn shop the other day, and I looked at it, and I think it was like $240. It's the kind that you like put it on there, and it just like you shoot it, and then just go through an animal. Good hunting one. So that was another idea, that a way of of silent killing.
Oh yeah, I forgot about something. It was just a purchase I made today because I bought my second one today. Where was I at? Was I at Ross or was I at Big Lots? I'm trying to remember. The Ross or Big Lots. These little portable air conditioners. No, we don't want y'all falling out and dying because of heat stroke.
That's hilarious right here. I had to laugh at that right there. That was
I feel you, but the reality is this. It's gonna get hot, and if you got your own, you got your own power supply. Now you can run your own air conditioning in your house. I got 2 of them so I could fill the space, and that's whatever. I already got my future space over there on the continent in mind.
But I saw how to do that, P. How to run to make a home air conditioner. A lot of people don't know. What you do is you take a small computer fan, an old one that goes to the computers. You can just order one offline, and you use like one of those little deep batteries, and you wrap the wires around it, and then to turn it on. And a guy, he put it in a box with some ice, and let the air blow the cool air from the ice out into the room.
Okay, so what I got is a box.
I saw that on YouTube.
I got a box that has basically a sponge that I wet up, soak it, put it in the freezer. Once it's frozen, I put it back in the box, turned it on, and it's doing the same thing that you're talking about.
Yeah, it's different techniques to it, but
it's exactly the same point. But the thing about it is, you're not going out there spending thousands of dollars on an air conditioning.
Exactly.
Yeah. This one went up. Everything's going up, y'all. I got to the register and they said $49. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
The last one I bought was, I think it was 19.
Listen, y'all. I paid $80-something for a tiny bit of food in Atlanta when I took my daughter down there for her birthday. Like today, her birthday now, because her birthday is the date. It's 28th. Today is my daughter's birthday. She officially turned 7, and her uncle's birthday. I think her uncle turned 30, but today it's her 7th birthday, and we was in Atlanta, and we bought a little bit of food, and it was like $80, damn near $90, and I said, God damn, we ain't hardly get nothing. Me and my wife was talking about it, and we were just checking out here like how bad. Like I remember you could go to the market and spend $100 and you could be good, you know what I mean, for a week or two, but now it's like,
what does the scripture say?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like it's like what we getting. It's like it was like a meal for the day and a little bit for tomorrow. And I was like, we bought a little bit of lunch meat, some bread, chips, a few little drinks for what I mean. And he was like, God damn, like that's how high the food was. A little frozen food meal, and it wasn't too much of really nothing for real. And you can pay $80-something, damn near $90, and actually the meal was like $115. We got it a little bit cheaper because you sign up for the little card and they give you a little deal when you swipe in a little card at the market. Right. Yeah, the shit is ridiculous. And it's like that's how bad that food is so high. Food is so high that I refuse to buy food at my job. I said, no, I'm not buying no lunch. I can't afford it. I can't afford $14 a day for a sandwich now. Like I would get a cheesesteak from my job. I remember I was paying at one time like $7 or $8. Then it went up to 10 to 10 to 10.30 something. Now for a cheesesteak at my job, it's $13. I told them, I said, they went up again. I said, I can't do it. I said, I can't buy lunch no more. And they was laughing. They was like, you can't buy. I said, no. I said, I can't afford $13 a day for a sandwich. Or I would just get a regular chicken sandwich. A chicken sandwich or a fish sandwich, you pay $5. Now that's $9 for a damn round sandwich, small sandwich, just a sandwich, no fries, no extra casinities or nothing on it, just one small sandwich. So I said, order for me to survive, I can't even buy lunch no more at work. I can't afford it. It's just too high.
It's gonna get worse, you guys. It's really, really gonna get worse. Papa Duck did a video where he had a trucker, and the trucker was coming, I believe, out of California, either Long Beach or Oakland, one of those big ports. They were leaving with no meat because Tyson, and I forget who the other one is, have basically stopped operations in California. There have been over 100 destructions of food processing plants over the last year, I believe. Not only in the United States, but throughout the world. Farmers are being paid not to bring their crops to market, but to destroy them. And Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos are buying up all of the private farmland in the United States. And anytime you hear Bill Gates' name, you got to look at nefarian finna happen, because most folks don't understand. Bill Gates' mother is named Mary. Okay. Bill Gates Sr., his father, I'm trying to remember his relationship, how he's related to the Rockefellers. But he was one of the founders with the two other Rockefellers of that foundation that they founded to destroy us. Now, Bill Gates' mother's name is Mary, and her maiden name is Sanger. So we have a full loop. Anytime that name comes up, it's always about destroying Black people. That's the whole affiliation. It's like, oh, you've been wondering what he's been doing? That's why. When you're raised in that environment and that is your worldview and ideology, destroy the Black people and you'll have a better world. But see, these Luciferianists, their time is coming to the end, because we can go through this right here, but the Chadai of Yahuwah, he finna come and handle business, and it ain't gonna be nothing nice. He said, behold, I come with who? Hey, that's right, them hosts, and it ain't gonna be nothing nice. But children, we gotta have patience to endure. He said, those that endure, we have to endure to the end so that we can receive that crown of life. But we also got to be, walking right. Because he said, if you love me, then you'll obey me. So we got to be, hey, however he cuts you, if he tells you, for me, I don't eat chicken, I don't eat duck, I don't eat goose, I don't eat none of them critters out of the ocean or the sea, unless they got scales and fins. And I'm just trying to do right, man. I'm just trying to do right. I'm trying to repent of everything I did wrong. Because I'm an old nigga, so I was probably one of the first ones to leave when Yahusha got on the ground and started writing. I probably was one of the first ones to leave. Because, we've been deluded, family. We've been deluded. And the Most High has had grace and mercy upon us to wake us up to the truth. And, if he loved us that much, we gotta love him that much. You know what I mean? We still all a work in progress. That's why he said, work out your salvation, because we all still a work in progress. Anyway, let me shut up because Don P could be on there forever.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go ahead and close this thing out because I'm tired. I got to get up early in the morning and take my kids to summer camp. Kadura, you have anything else you want to say, Ak, before we close it out? Kaduri.
Yeah, just honestly, just to the family, just take everything to the Most High in prayer. Prepare to the best of your ability. Do the best that you can. And honestly, I believe, it will be well with us in the end. It's going to be rough. We're going to have to go through some serious things, but I do believe and have faith that in the end, the Most High will see us and our entire people through this, through this rough patch. So let's just keep the faith and keep trusting the Most High and prepare to the best of your ability.
Come. Well, family, I appreciate y'all. Everybody tuned in. Everybody to join FOPE for our people's edification. I hope y'all take heed to the things that we bringing out. Pay attention. Prepare yourself. Don't get caught out there. Don't be one of the ones that's going to get caught lacking out there, riding in, looting in, and things like that. End up getting yourselves hurt, killed, or starving to death, or maybe eating your children because you was a non-believer. And like the scriptures tell you in Second Esdras, all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Hold on to your faith. Hold on to the people you love. Be there to support one another. But the most important thing I tell y'all all the time, family, is prepare. Please prepare. You know what I mean? A lot of people out here get on YouTube. They teach. They preach. They say a lot of things in the Israelite community. But are they really telling you about what's ready to go down and shit hitting the fan, how to survive out here, and things that, we really should be preparing ourselves doing, or we should really be doing to prepare ourselves for what's going on. And we can clearly see that the hay is about to hit the fan. And when that happens, the blinders is on because the enemies are going to attack us in all different type ways. So make sure y'all, stock up on medical supplies and stuff like that. I'm going to start adding more things to the list that I presented earlier, and of stuff that I have in my house as far as prepping. That way y'all can see the things and you won't forget. And some of y'all go back, rewatch this video, look at some of them canned goods I got. And some of y'all need to start coming on here and speaking about some of the stuff that y'all have, so y'all can tell other brothers and sisters about things that we should get to, because Sham don't know it all. You know what I'm saying? I don't have it all. I just know the stuff that I do have, and I express and share it with the family. We need more people to come on here and express things that they have, so that other people who don't know or lack understanding or may not be up on prepping or doing this type of thing or survival, that y'all should help, the cause. Because just a few of us, we don't know it all. We good at certain areas, but I had to teach myself like a Renaissance man. I need to know this. I need to know that. I need to do this. I need to do that. But I don't know everything 100% perfect. But I share as much as knowledge with y'all as possible. So I love y'all. Until next time, Most High bless Star, Lima, Flyer Storm. Most High bless us. Thank you for showing up. Ain't seen you in a while, but Torah Faith, everybody, we love y'all. Most High bless y'all. Eric Bond. Y'all have a good night. Shalom.
I'm tired. I've been on this plantation all my life. I've been enslaved all my life. I'm tired of being pushed and pulled. I'm tired of the master doing his bidding. I want to leave.
You done this to yourself, Pats.
You know why we're not afraid? What? He's great in turban. Turban's destruction. Y'all think it come back in all peace? You got another thing coming. So we out here fighting for our brother. We ain't marching saying, yes, we can. No justice, no peace. Yo! Fight for your sons and your daughters.
I'm not wrapped too tight. Got 400 years on my back. I'm angry dog. I'm black like that. Won't contact with you whites. And all the niggas I stand here with, they share my same sentiment. I'm fucked up tonight. Won't kill my brothers no more. Want all the smoke, motherfucker popo. This is my battle cry. Whoa! Isaiah 14:21, that ancient version of that gun that swore. They stole our name, they stole our shit. We real Judites, motherfucker Jewish. We lords. Generals, arm your soldiers. We fight tonight like we supposed to. They inherited lies. I'm referring to all whites. I'm referring to riches, white privilege given through genocide. And they gotta pay for that. God say Jacob gon' take it back. I cry aloud, I spare not. This good bread, my share-crop. This lily grew through concrete. We march to our own drum beat. We the chosen. No inclination to kick it with y'all. Raise Babylon to the ground, then watch it fall. Obadiah said you'll be wiped up for theft. These are just words, worry about what come next. It's for Negroes, Latinos, we better than all, not equal. My natives no red dot that feather. Me primo be smooth like that leather. Until it's time to bring the war dogs out, put the headdress on. War paint and I'm not wrapped too tight. Got 400 years on my back. I'm angry dog, I'm black like that. Won't contact with you whites. And all the niggas I stand here with, they share my same sentiment. I'm fucked up tonight. Won't kill my brothers no more. Want all the smoke, motherfucker popo. This is my battle cry. I got the spirit of grandfathers past. Front porch sitters, Nat Turner dangerous. A real life illustration of angry and that painting of Malcolm staring out the window with patience. One hand on the curtain, right hand on the AK spits. 47 rounds, all to bring down Satan. Same way Abel was killed by Cain. This will be an introduction from the fuck shit into the fire. Probably join the list of artists who died before they retired. Most High said I'm hired. Sire will never spit a line aimed at my kind, less meant to uplift. Toughness will be redefined in my rhymes. A squad of men with the spirit of God, with an affinity to point their weapons not at the brethren but at the enemy. Khaki colored kids, baptized in the flames of combat, fashioned in the trap we escaped. Our fate was to be great and noble. Moses reincarnate, so be hopeful and know I bring word from A and O to Pharaoh and white folk. Let my people go, cause